Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. Well, good afternoon, because I'm still trying to get up after a long night I had last night. But we're definitely here, y'all. Y'all know who it is. It is the Darion Hopkins Show, and we're back with episode 17. Great games last night, man. Great games last night. Well,
Ama-
more entertaining for Lakers and Warriors than Knicks and Miami. We already knew how that game was going to turn out, but we are definitely in the building. We have one host, which is Bug, that's going to be late. Hopefully, Ed can come up in here real soon. But Mac, what's good, man? How you feel about your bets yesterday, man?
Oh man, so I placed 8 bets total. I shared 4 of the bets. One of the bets came through. The other 3 were right on the line. I was a little disappointed. Honestly, I thought Curry and Thompson were both going to go at least 3 or 4 apiece from the 3 point line. I did get 3 apiece from them, but not much else behind the 3 point line from the Warriors. I'm happy that they did change their game plan. I had a feeling that they were going to try to attack Davis. They were going to come through the paint, and I mean that's essentially what they did. Now, I'm going to give it to LA's defense in the fourth quarter. They got caught slipping. Well, the Warriors got caught slipping, and the LA defense they really, I'm going to say, they capitalized on a couple key things, especially points in the paint the first 3 quarters. I think me and Ed were talking about this last night as it was going
Yes.
on. And the points in the paint, I mean, the Warriors did amazing. Over 50 points in the paint on LA, and the number one defense in the league the last half of the season. They've been number one defense through the playoffs so far. So to see them put that amount of points up in the paint, I was surprised, but like I said, I mean, I knew the Warriors were going to change their game plan. I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting them to change their game plan in the fourth quarter. Like, I wasn't expecting to change their game plan. I understand that you were desperate to get threes up because they was on a roll. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? And I think Steve Kerr tried to fix something that wasn't broke. And if you look at the game, right, they was able to get in the paint. And I was kind of surprised that they end up deciding to start Gary Payton in that game. I was really kind of surprised. They took Jermichael Green out, they took Looney out, and they went small. And through the whole game, I seen why they did it. I seen why they did it because if you notice, like if Anthony Davis has to play on a Gary Payton, that's a guard, he's gonna have to step out instead of being that rim protector because you don't see Looney or you really don't see Green actually shooting and drive it to the basket or pump faking and drive it to the basket. Um, I said this, and I'm gonna wait for Ed to come on, but I think I'm gonna say it now before Ed comes on. Before I have a like a real hot head about it, but understand that you want to talk about the 17 points that the Lakers gave up in that fourth quarter. I understand you want to talk about that stat in itself, but in that moment with 15 seconds left, I don't care about a stat what happened in the fourth quarter. I don't care. The game is on the line. It's the NBA playoffs, and I see it as you have the best shooter on the floor from both teams. He's a better shooter than everybody on the Lakers. He's a better shooter than everybody on the Warriors. Is Steve Kerr dropped the ball? He
Yeah,
dropped the ball. And y'all want to say, I know Ed's going to bring all his statistical stuff. At that point, with 15 seconds left on the clock, that's out the window. You have the greatest shooter of all time on your floor. That's better than shooters on both teams. If I am Steve Kerr, why am I sitting here putting your greatest shooter as your inbounder with 15 seconds left? That's like putting Kobe Bryant at inbound with 15 seconds left and you giving the ball to Dwight Howard to dribble all the way up and go under the basket. That's the part that I'm trying to get people to understand. Yes, statistically, defensively, yes, it was there. But at that moment, with 15 seconds left, you have the greatest shooter on both teams that's better than anybody on both teams when it comes to shooting the basketball. I don't care if the man was 4 of 11 from the 3-point line. In that crucial moment, you never put your best shooter or your best player that night as your inbounder. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
When it comes to stats, I don't care about that. Because in that 15 seconds, that's the moment that makes legends. That's the moment that makes players great. And you took that away from Curry to even attempt to shoot a three or even attempt to even make a shot because you want to put him as your inbounder. I think it's disrespectful to Steph Curry. I think it's disrespectful to the NBA because I just feel like Steve Kerr dropped the ball. He dropped the ball in that typical possession. I don't think that other play that Curry threw the ball out of bounds, I don't think that occurs if the play before you letting a Draymond Green dribble the ball all the way to the sideline just to throw it back out.
Okay, so I will say this.
So I just disagree with Curry did that night. I just disagree.
It is definitely a play that they've done regularly and they've done multiple times. Here's what happened. And I will say this after rewatching it, and I'm not gonna lie, I watched First Take earlier. JJ Redick pointed out something that I didn't see, that I don't think most of us realized. So when Green's coming down the court, right? Wiggins and Thompson both Anthony Davis, LeBron James are supposed to switch. Wiggins is supposed to set a pick on LeBron. Curry's supposed to cut. The only difference is LeBron doesn't drop, and Davis drops back. He stays home. That ruined that play.
Blew the play up.
Thompson was supposed to come around off of LeBron, but the thing is, Davis didn't switch. Davis stayed low. He stayed home. And then when Wiggins came down, because Thompson was supposed to be at the rim, Thompson couldn't get past Davis, and then
he just couldn't.
Wiggins couldn't get past LeBron. So
he just couldn't.
Right there, Green had nowhere to go with the ball.
Green should have never got the inbound from the beginning.
See, the thing is, that's the play, though.
That's the part that I'm getting at. It should never came to that in the first place.
That's the play that they normally run, though. They run that shit religiously. That's the stuff that they do. They run inbound. They run inbound plays for to have Steph inbound or Clay inbound because it's easier for them to get the ball back off of the inbound. If you know,
I personally feel in that moment you don't put your best shooter in there. I don't care if you did it. I don't care if you did it in the regular season. This is the NBA playoffs. This is for you to get to the championship. You can't do what you did in the regular season right now. You just can't.
No,
because
but you go with
Charlotte Hornets. You're not playing against you're not playing against the whatever team that's not in the playoffs. You're not playing against no scrubs. You're playing against a team that's looking to get to the Western Conference Finals when you're up 2-1. I'm sorry to say, but if this man been scorching your team all game and now 15 seconds left, you want to put your best player that's been scorching the Lakers all night. I'm sorry.
He wasn't scorching in the fourth quarter,
Jordan
though.
Poole in the inbound. You could put Jordan Poole in the inbound. You could put Clay in the inbound. You could put anybody in the inbound but Stephen Curry. I'm sorry to say, I'll take my chances with Stephen Curry not being an inbounder.
On the inbound,
shoot the ball, to have a Draymond Green get the ball, drop all the way under the basket to kick it back out. If he's just not
the
me.
thing is that you have to understand when it's basketball, when you're playing against a good defensive team. If he's not inbounding the ball, if he's on the court in the middle of the play, they ain't gonna do nothing but double team him. Any ABC, anybody but Curry, they will double team him, blitz him, leave Wiggins wide the hell open. So if you got Clay inbounding the ball, that's a mistake too. If you got your best facilitator inbounding the ball in Draymond, that's a mistake too. So you gonna have inbounding the ball. Wiggins, you don't trust.
How is the mistake that Drake? How is it a mistake?
Because he's your best. Because he's your best facilitator on the team.
Your best passer for a reason, right?
Yeah, but not off the inbound. Why would you want him on the inbound?
I'll put him on the inbound because he don't score.
him on the
He
inbound.
doesn't score. Nobody's looking for Draymond Green to score the ball with 15 seconds left. Are you bugging? Come on now. That's like putting Dennis Rodman. Oh, we're gonna get a ball to Dennis Rodman with 15 seconds left. Oh,
That's different. Dennis Rodman's not a passer. That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing at all. Dennis Rodman's not a passer.
Dennis Rodman don't score.
He's not a passer. He's not a facilitator. That's not the same thing.
Draymond Green is not a facilitator.
I said Dennis Rodman is not.
But as I'm saying, as a big man that doesn't score, let me just switch you out real quick. Oh, there you go. All right. So as a big man, he doesn't score enough to be a threat. That's what I'm saying to you. So you could throw him in the inbound because we know that he could pass the ball.
Okay,
of course.
If Draymond, here's the thing. If Draymond is inbounding the ball, his man is not guarding him because there's no threat of him getting the ball back to shoot it. So that's 5-on-4 on the inbound. They're going to double team Steph and match up across the board. That's just basic basketball. If you have the
so if you feel like Lonnie Walker could defend Steph Curry out of the inbounds, then I don't know what you're.
I feel like we will double team him off the inbound. That's what I said. I didn't say individually. We will double team Steph Curry off of the inbound if he's in the play. If he's outside inbounding the ball, you can't double team. You're not going to put two on the inbounder.
If you can set up a play, you don't have to actually. It's 15
seconds.
Yeah,
you just get it inbound. What happened?
You can actually inbound it
when he inbounded the ball.
Play.
Okay, so what happened
with 15 seconds left?
What happened when he? Go ahead.
I'll let you finish. Have this talk about the Boston Celtics yesterday. How they should have called a timeout with 14 seconds. What happened to set a play? We just talked about it.
What would happen? It's not the same thing. I'll let you talk because you're not listening. What would happen if they inbound the ball? If they get the ball inbounds, what happened? Well, let's talk about what actually happened, not what could happen, not what how probably or anything. When Draymond got the inbound,
I can tell you because there's a few things you could have done.
I'm about to tell you. I'm not going to tell you what they could have did. I'm telling you what happened when they inbounded the ball to Draymond. Steph and Clay were denied the basketball. If you rewatch the tape, if you rewatch the film, they were denied the basketball. He couldn't get the ball to even one of them.
So you're telling me you're okay with Steph Curry bringing the inbound and Draymond Green?
I'm okay with Steph Curry
under the basket. You're okay with that.
I'm okay with Steph Curry inbounding the ball with the potential of getting the ball back. Now, once the ball is inbound and he gets denied
on that floor, and I shoot better than anybody. If I shoot better than anybody on that floor, even on the, I shoot better. If I'm Steph Curry, I'm thinking I shoot better than anybody on the Lakers. I shoot better than anybody on the Warriors.
Basketball, bro.
I should not be nobody's inbounder.
Bro, this I love
shots.
Great players make great shots. Sorry. I love being here. I love being here because I'm going to bring basic basketball. Basic basketball says
it ain't basic basketball when you're great. It ain't no basic basketball when your greatest shooter is your inbounder.
Basic basketball says
on the court anywhere on the floor. You're bugging.
Basic basketball says that he can. Basic basketball. I played it too. Basic basketball says that you have your greatest shooter. You have your biggest. You want to have your biggest threat in a position that he can get the ball back cleanly. He can't be double teamed if he's inbounding the ball. He can be double teamed if he's in the play. That's just basic basketball, bro. He cannot be double teamed if he's the one inbounding the ball because if you're putting two on the inbounder. That's 2-on-1 on the inbounder. That's even 3 people to guard 4 people off of the inbound.
You're talking like it's 3 seconds left on the clock.
I'm talking. No, I'm not. That's the whole.
On the clock.
If it was 3 seconds on the clock, I see what you
play. Drop to the basket.
That feeds right into my argument. If it's 3 seconds left on the clock, then it would make more sense for him to not be the inbounder because you want to get it to him quick because there's not enough time to do anything.
You could have ran a set play because to me it wasn't no set play. And
who's running a set play?
Let's go back to the play before.
Who's the facilitator?
Let's go back to the play before, right?
Go ahead.
So Draymond Green again gets the offensive rebound over Dennis Schroeder. Why the fuck you don't take it back up?
Well, I mean,
why?
Why? Dennis, he just did
2 plays that Draymond screwed the game.
No, he didn't put it back. I feel like he didn't put it back up.
The Lakers was getting out rebounded when it came to offensive rebounds. Y'all was getting out rebound. Let's talk about it. Second chance points was the reason why the Warriors stays in this game. Second chance points in the paint. That's why they was in this game. So when Draymond got the offensive rebound, if you look at that play, Draymond had Dennis Schroeder on him. Dennis fucking Schroeder ain't nobody.
You're consistently ignoring the fact that he is a great defender on a great defensive team.
With Draymond Green though under the basket.
Draymond Green's not a scorer, and he's got somebody right there protecting.
I have to agree with Ed here. We've seen this over the entire season. Draymond Green has been at the basket, at the rim, pass.
He doesn't finish. Either he's passing it or he can't finish.
Listen, the main thing is I've watched it multiple times this year, especially in away games where they've had the most trouble. Draymond Green goes up for an easy layup, misses it. He goes up for a dunk, he misses. And this has happened multiple times this year. Where it's not one or two. It'll happen a couple times in a game to where the fact is it's just like Clay, just like Curry. They're in a slump. Jordan Poole is in the biggest slump. My man just got the bag. They backed the Brinks truck up.
He can't even see the floor. Moses Moody played more minutes than him. He can't even see the floor.
Because like people said in the chat last night, ever since he got sucker punched by Draymond Green, he ain't been the same since.
Negative. He's been a solid player all season. It's only been this playoffs that he's been trash.
Ever since he got sucker punched, he ain't been the same player.
It's only been his playoffs
up in here already, man.
It's only been his playoffs. It's only been the playoffs that he's been trash. His numbers have went down since the playoffs started. That's not a coincidence. He doesn't play defense. He takes bad shots.
I don't watch the regular season. I watch the playoffs.
You're
not watch the regular season because the regular season don't mean shit to me.
The regular season shows you team tendencies. Regular season shows you team tendencies, sir. This is regular basketball. Regular season shows you team tendencies. They show you shit that they used to doing that they're familiar with doing.
Regular season basketball. Regular season basketball, they don't play hard enough for me. So that's just my opinion.
Hey, that's neither here nor there. The level of how they play, but what in the sense of when they're playing, they're playing. They're doing the shit that they normally do, that they're comfortable with, that they practice. They're not doing random shit during the regular season and then all of a sudden having a week of practice and then we're going to do this whole new fantastic thing.
Bro. This is the playoffs. I'm sorry. You have to think fast. I'm sorry. When if that's me, I'm a smaller guard and I'm getting. If I'm a bigger guard and I'm the size of Draymond Green and I have a smaller
at the end of the day,
Intruder on me and I know I need a bucket, I'm not kicking it back out all the way out to the 3-point line.
I think at the end of the day,
that's just me and how I play. That's how Philly play.
I think you're ignoring. I think you're ignoring.
I'm not gonna bitch out.
You're ignoring who Draymond is.
And just give it. And just
you're ignoring who he is.
That have not been shooting well. I'm just not gonna do that.
Draymond hasn't been shooting well. So why the fuck would Draymond shoot the ball? Why would he shoot it?
You got to think of the consistency. I am a bigger guy. I am a taller guy. I could get a basket over Dennis Schroeder.
Always mean nothing.
Schroeder, come on,
bro. Dennis Schroeder forced him to the baseline. Forced him baseline to a bad angle.
What happens if he misses that shot? Do you understand like the confidence blow that's gonna have to not just Draymond Green, to the entire team? It says he goes up for that shot and Schroeder strips him. Or he misses it, and that's the biggest thing.
Which is all highly likely.
Did we not just have this talk?
I think at the end of the day, man.
Draymond Green shot.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, we're negating.
Yeah,
I get that.
Negating, and we're ignoring how they got there. How did they get there? This is the thing. You say playoff basketball matters, right? How did they get to the point that it was that they were down 3 points? From being up 10 points. How did they get to that point? They were getting
the defense when the game mattered. I'm not talking.
The game matters in the fourth quarter.
The last 20 to 15 seconds left.
How did they get there? They were up 10 going into the fourth quarter, sir. How did they get to the point that they were down 3?
You could be up. Hold on. Wait. This is basketball. You could be up 10 going to the fourth quarter and lose that lead. We see that many a time.
How do you lose lead?
How do you many times?
Explain to the people how to
lose that lead.
Explain to the people how do you lose a lead? How do you lose a lead in the NBA?
You can lose the lead with 10.
How do you lose a lead in the NBA? You miss shots and you give up shots. How do you lose a lead? You miss shots and you give up shots. How? That's if the other team's playing good defense and you miss, and then we go down and score. That's a factor.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Those shots that in the fourth quarter that the Warriors was shooting, they were all not contested shots. They were just missing wide open shots.
They took 2 uncontested shots in the fourth quarter.
They was missing wide open shots.
I watched the tape. I watched the video. They took 2 uncontested shots the whole fourth quarter. It was 1 3-pointer. It was 1 3-pointer by Steph. There was 1 3-pointer by Wiggins that was uncontested, and a floater by Steph that was uncontested. It was only 2 shots the whole fourth quarter that they took that were uncontested.
So my question is this then. My question is this then, right? If Lonnie Walker doesn't come into that fourth quarter, do the Lakers still win? That's for the whole panel. That's for the whole panel. If because Lonnie Walker didn't play all 3 quarters, right?
Here's the thing.
I'm just saying.
We'll answer the question. If Lonnie Walker scores 20, and we still give up 30, if we give up 32 points again, we lose. We gave up 32 points in the third quarter. We gave up 84 points the first 3 quarters. He had 17 points in the fourth quarter. It doesn't matter how many points Lonnie Walker scores. If we give up 32 points again in the fourth quarter, we lose that game. It doesn't matter if he scores 20, 25. If we give up 32 again, if the defense doesn't, Matt, what did you say? You say, damn, this game get closer. Yeah, the defense is ratcheted the fuck up. That's why they went from 32 points to 17 points. That is not a mistake.
It's still lost by 3.
They were down. They were up
I want to say again, they had 16 turnovers another game.
Thank you.
Turnovers. They had turnovers, but still lost by 3. So I'm confused. If you had 15 turnovers,
but then hold on.
They were winning by 10.
The Lakers still have a chance to win the game, right?
The Lakers were down.
The Lakers were down.
The Lakers were down 12 points.
We weren't winning. We were down.
The Lakers were down 12 points.
Realize that when you're up by 10 points in the NBA, that could be swiped out really quickly. You're making it was down 30 and y'all came back and won.
But how does it get 10? How does it get wiped out? How do you erase a 10-point lead against the greatest?
We're going to lose the game because we're down 10. No.
How do you erase a 10-point lead? How do you erase a 10-point lead against the best offense in the playoffs? How do you erase a 10-point lead against the greatest shooting backcourt in the NBA? How do you do that? You play defense.
You missed shots.
You play defense. They only took 2 uncontested shots.
Was not contested.
I just told you they only took 2
in the third quarter.
Not contested, bro.
And they only took 2 uncontested shots.
It was shots that was going in and out, bro.
Tell us the stat, bro.
Hey, I got a stat for y'all. In the third quarter, Curry was 2 for 8, 0 for 5 from 3 in the third. Curry was 2 for 8, 0 for 5 from the 3. 16 turnovers. In the closing of the Lakers closed down a 12-point lead coming to the end of the third. They were down by 12. Coming to the fourth.
Another league that could be. The Charlotte Hornets can be down in 12 in the fourth quarter and still come back to win the game.
The Charlotte Hornets, that's disrespectful. You're being disrespectful to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
Nothing in basketball.
That's disrespectful.
Nothing in basketball.
Disrespectful.
Come back.
It's basketball.
Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, sir. They had 84 points through the first 3 quarters. They were on pace for 120 points. They ended up with 101. That is not a mistake. That's not only missed shots. It don't matter how much they look.
Of bad shots and good defense.
Good defense. They took. I agree.
Yeah, I agree with
how
that.
Do you take?
I agree with that. Yes, I do agree with that. In that moment that I'm talking about, with 15 seconds left, I don't care about none of that.
Man, how do you take bad shots?
Yeah, you just talk about the closing moment.
Okay.
I get you.
Great players make great plays. If you took your great player out the play,
I think you're focusing on the last 15 seconds instead of the whole quarter.
Because this is the NBA playoff. That's where you become a legend. That's what legendary make legendary moves.
In the fourth quarter, yes.
That's where you're
in the fourth quarter.
You one of the greatest when you could do stuff in last second shots.
No, not just last second. It's the last quarter.
No more.
It do matter.
Curry did dog shit in the third quarter. I'm be honest.
Yeah.
Dog shit.
Like, what are we talking about?
If he makes 3 of those shots, then we're talking about a.
He was 4 for 11 in the fourth.
I mean, but we can't.
4 for 11 in the fourth.
I understand he was playing like dog shit, but this is what great players do. Great players keep shooting.
Yeah, great players. He was 4 for 11. He was 4 for 11. He kept shooting.
When it comes in clutch moments, I'm taking Steph Curry over LeBron.
If he can't get the ball, it don't matter.
I'm taking
LeBron
Curry over LeBron.
LeBron has the most game winning. LeBron has the most game winning field goals in the past 20 years. LeBron has the most game-winning field goals in the last 30 seconds of the game in the past 20 years. He has the most game winners. So you would lose.
Over LeBron as a shooter.
He has the most game winners. That's a fact.
That's why LeBron has the team he has.
Thank you. They play defense.
The last shot.
What happened?
Has to sit there and sacrifice.
Like you said, hey,
every single shot.
Mac. Like you said, when he took and he got the switch. He got the switch he wanted. Can Steph Curry score on AD? What happened last possession? He had 2 opportunities to score on AD and he shut it down. Shut it right down on the switch. Isolated out on the perimeter by himself.
The Lakers
shut
won
it down.
The championship. I don't have nothing else to say.
Shut it down.
Won the championship. Great.
We didn't win the championship.
Great. The Lakers
won the game. We won the game. You said we wouldn't. We won the game. You said we wouldn't. You said we wouldn't win back-to-back games. We did.
Okay.
They said we would. We did.
Anthony Davis proved me wrong. I will say that.
Thank you.
In the first half, he did because he was ghosted in the second half.
They stopped passing him the ball.
That's the Lakers' fault.
Yeah, but that's not his fault.
He had a mismatch all night.
That's not his fault though. They stopped giving him the ball.
For me, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Once you stop going to AD, that's when the game got close. You could have put the game away with AD.
The game. What are you talking about? They were winning the whole game. They were winning the whole. The game wasn't close. They were winning the whole game. They won every quarter.
Strictly the fourth quarter. Because the third quarter he didn't show up.
Did they not win every quarter?
When you're not passing a guy a ball that has a mismatch all night, that's a problem.
Did they not win every quarter? What quarter did the Lakers win? Which quarter did they win? Which quarter did they outscore the Warriors? Which quarter?
Did I just say the fourth quarter, right? I just said
the fourth quarter. The Warriors won every quarter. They were winning the whole game.
I understand that.
I understand that. Wasn't the time that the Lakers
in the same time, you stop going to AD. That's
they stopped passing the ball. That's fine.
Yeah,
but they were winning the whole game.
When the man was playing good. The man was playing good in the first half. Why you stop going to him?
That's neither here nor there. We won without it. We won. That's neither here nor there.
I understand that you won, but I think you probably could have won by more if Anthony Davis.
If you win by 10, there's no category for blowout wins. There's no category for close wins. There's only categories for wins and losses. There's no category for blowing a team up about 30. There's no category for winning by 1. You either win or you lose.
You want to bring stats into it, but it's about wins and
losses. Because the stats show what happened in the game. Because the stats show what happened in the game, and you're ignoring them. In the fourth quarter, they shot.
And I'm
a ball player too. In the fourth quarter, they shot below 50%. Below 50% in the fourth quarter. They took 7 less shots.
Both teams did.
7 less shots. They had more turnovers.
Both teams, bro. Both teams were shooting under 50% by halftime. They were.
That's fine. We're not talking about halftime. We're talking about the fourth quarter. We're talking about when it matters, when it counts, like you said.
Oh, now.
Fourth quarter. That's what you said. I'm using what you said, sir.
I'm just going on what I did on the live stream, what I was watching, and what I looked up at halftime.
I agree. I understand that. Halftime is nice, but once it got to the fourth quarter, they were up 10.
And your best player on the floor didn't touch the ball but 5 times.
They were up 10. They were up 10. He played great defense, stellar defense the whole quarter.
Who cares about being up 10? Who cares about that? Anybody could be up 10. I could be up 10 on the basketball court and be
but you're not Steph Curry or Klay Thompson.
Easy to be down 10.
You're not Steph Curry or Klay Thompson. You're not a reigning champion. You're not Steph Curry or Klay Thompson. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good.
To be down 10 and come back from 10. Come on now.
That sounds good.
10 points. You're losing the game.
It sounds good. You know who can't recover from being down 10? You know who couldn't recover from being down more than 10 points in the fourth quarter? The Warriors, game 1.
Exactly. A league could
the
be
Warriors, game 1. They don't play defense.
You gotta be smart about that.
They don't play defense. That's the only way you can come back is if you score and get stops. You cannot win a game if you don't get stops.
But
if you're down 10,
it's a Warriors problem. But they were still in the game.
Bro, we were down 10 and we got stopped.
That's it.
We were down 10. Not the Warriors, we were down 10 and we got stops and came back. Not the other way
but
around.
who's your
We
fourth
got
quarter
stops.
savior? Who is your fourth quarter savior? Lonnie Walker, a guy
It don't matter if he scores 20, if he scores 30. If we give up 30 again, we lose. If we give up another 30-point quarter, we lose.
Walker, you're underlooked
Bro,
him.
we gave up 32 points in the third quarter. They had 17 in the fourth. You cannot ignore that, sir.
I'm not ignoring that, but I'm going to say to you this: if Lonnie Walker does not sub in the fourth quarter, you do not win that game. Period.
If Lonnie Walker subs in the fourth quarter and he has 30 and we give up 32 again, we lose. That's just a fact, sir. If we don't play defense, it don't matter.
So the 16 or 17 of the 27 points that you scored does not be a factor.
I didn't say that. What I said is it would have been irrelevant if we gave up 32. We had 27. If we give up 32 again, because the math says 32 is more than 27. That's why. Math says 32 is a bigger number than 27. If we give up 32 again, if we give up another 30-point quarter and we only score 27, we lose the game, sir. That's just a fact. There's no debating that.
So Lonnie Walker's 16 or 17 points doesn't matter.
Again,
yes or no?
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The points matter, but it don't matter if we give up.
Scored them, but regardless,
nobody else was scoring though.
Nobody else was shooting the ball. Lonnie was cooking. He's on the team. Is he not supposed to play good?
In that instance, I would say to you, LeBron couldn't make a shot. AD couldn't make a shot. Nobody could make a shot. Lonnie Walker was your savior. That's the reason why you won this game.
Is Lonnie Walker not supposed to play good? Is he supposed to not play good?
He made multiple buckets in clutch times.
In clutch situations.
In the third,
where the rest of the team would not make a shot.
What was it?
LeBron was 1 for 3. He had 4 free throws. LeBron was 1 for 3. He had 4 free throws. He had 6 points. Lonnie Walker was killing the matchup. He was killing Steph Curry. He can't play defense. He was killing him. Back to what I was saying. You isolated attack. He can't play defense. What did we do in the fourth quarter?
I'm sorry. Curry
what
was
did we
the
do?
only one that stepped up. Curry was the only one that stepped up for the Warriors last night.
Curry was 4 for 11 in the fourth quarter. Curry was 4 for 11 in the fourth quarter. He had 3 turnovers. Minus 10 in the fourth quarter. He was getting cooked.
Yeah,
he was getting cooked.
He was getting cooked.
You might say that.
If Curry would have kept going and at least did the same averages as he was doing in the first half of the game in the fourth quarter, then we might be talking about something different. But the point is, he didn't. He had multiple chances in the fourth to close the game out. He missed. So
he missed.
That's basketball.
Steph Curry had 1 clean look the whole
basketball fans. We want to see Curry take as many shots as he can because he's the best shooter. Okay,
even in the fourth quarter.
That goes back to my question.
The basketball game, if you feel like, man, my shot ain't going in, it ain't going in. Fuck, now
you got Andrew Wiggins went 0 for 2 in the fourth quarter.
And that's where they
got Wiggins that you were making them went 0 for 2 in the fourth quarter.
Then you try to force the 3-pointers instead of just taking good shots. When they were taking good shots in the third, look what they did in the third. The third, they were moving. The ball
so technically
getting good looks. They were getting good matchups when they were.
So technically this goes back.
Fourth quarter, as soon as they started taking bad shots. They were forcing shots. They're forcing passes. The LA team.
Technically, right? So technically, this go back to how I said on the live stream that I should blame Steve Kerr as well, because if you go to Steve Kerr,
this loss is on Steve Kerr.
Thank you. That's all I'm gonna say. This loss is on Steve Kerr. It is.
You had a chance to set a play, and the play was for you to have Draymond Green bring the ball up. That was the play you had. That's what you let happen. Regardless, you're the coach. You had a chance to defer to make
Draymond Green. Draymond Green is the facilitator on the team. He brings the ball up. They set the play.
We get that.
I'm not
okay, so the play what are the Warriors going to do when in doubt? When in doubt, they're going to go to their bread and butter.
We're just saying,
and Clay off of down screens.
I think what Mac is trying to say is that Kerr went into the fourth quarter with a different mindset instead of going with what worked. If it's like we said earlier, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And he tried to fix something that wasn't broke. And I didn't.
What they do in the third quarter?
Understand what Steve Kerr was trying to do because now
it was broken in the third quarter, sir.
Hold up, bro.
No.
The first three quarters you said. The first three quarters you said.
In the third quarter, look at the shots that the Warriors took. Most of them were high percentage shots. That's why they were getting good looks at the basket and they were making shots.
Exactly.
As soon as they start doing that bullshit, driving in, kicking out, trying to hit the three-pointer, you're forcing a three-point shot.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, the Wizards do.
Is that not defense? Is that not defense dictated? Does the defense not play a part in that at all?
They did, absolutely.
They did, but in the same token, you don't go away with what works.
What I'm saying is, okay, the defense didn't have 8 blocks, in the fourth quarter.
Blocks and steals are overrated.
I get it. Yes.
Blocks and steals are overrated. If you have a solid contest, if you contest solid,
quarter is great. That was great for them to hold him to.
You don't have to have your mic so far because it's like staticking.
Yeah. So it was great.
Bad shots.
17 points, but you're honestly going to tell me they held them to 17 points only because their defense was so good?
How many did you? Okay.
Or was it because the Warriors also forced a bunch of bad shots?
I shared the video of the last 6 minutes of the game in the chat. If you watch the film, they took 2 uncontested shots. They only took 2 uncontested shots the whole fourth quarter. The rest of the shots were contested.
But that's what we're not saying, though. We're not saying that.
That matters.
Anthony Davis, right?
Huh?
If he pulls up and then steps back and then shoots versus running all the way up to him and trying to shoot at him. Shooting at Anthony Davis, that is a bad percentage shot. Right or wrong?
It is. That's a bad percentage shot.
AD is.
It was absolutely contested, but that's my whole point. It was contested.
Why?
Curry made contested because a bad shot.
Because Steph Curry understands that Anthony Davis is legit 6'11", 7 feet. He has a 7 foot plus wingspan, and he doesn't need that much space to contest. He can contest from below the 3-point line and still get a great contest on his shit. And what was AD doing? AD was up on him. He was up on him. He almost stole the ball.
This is the problem that we have with Steve Kerr in the fourth quarter. He went away from what was working in the first 3 quarters. Why y'all think y'all lost the first 3 quarters? Because y'all was going to the going to the basket on the.
They going to the basket.
Hold up.
If you can't get past your initial defender, you can't go to the basket. If you can't get past the person guarding you, then you can't get to the hoop. How do you get to the hoop then? If you can't get past the person guarding you.
50 plus points in the paint.
How you talking about the fourth quarter?
No. I'm talking about before the fourth quarter. What they had working.
That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about the fourth now.
And then, so you're saying that the Lakers didn't make an adjustment? What was the adjustment the Lakers made? They took AD off of Gary Payton, off of Draymond, and put him on Wiggins, a non-shooter. So if they wanted to bring AD into the play, if you bring Wiggins to set the pick, AD will just play off of him. He had a wide open 3 and he clanked it. And then when he did get the switch, what happened? AD was out high, playing great defense, didn't overly contest, didn't over pursue or anything. He played solid, got the great contest, they got the rebound, and he did it again. That's the facts of the situation. He got a screen. He got another screen. He got the perfect matchup. I got AD on me. He been cooking on that matchup the whole game, as you said. What happened on the last 3 possessions?
I got a question. Then
he strapped it up.
If AD was on Wiggins and Wiggins was on AD in the fourth, why AD didn't dominate the fourth?
Wiggins wasn't guarding AD. It was cross match. Wiggins wasn't guarding AD. Draymond was.
Who was guarding AD in the fourth? That's the question.
Draymond was.
And you still couldn't dominate Draymond.
It don't matter what he did or didn't do. We talking about our defense. You're jumping between
the game in general, bro. We just talking about the game in general.
I'm just saying, but the game in general, like you said, it don't matter. When it came down to clutch time, fourth quarter, what happened?
See,
let's talk about what happened when it happened.
It goes back to what I stated. In clutch moments, you don't have Curry as your man. In clutch moments, Curry had the ball.
Curry had the ball with the switches they wanted. In the clutch moment, Curry had the ball with Anthony Davis on him, out high, isolated, no help. He had it twice. What happened? What happened?
But look what
play great defense? Did AD play great defense or not, Mac?
Yeah, he played good.
What me and Mac was trying to say is that the reason why the Warriors was winning the first three quarters.
Great defense. He'd have took that ball from Curry, but he played good defense.
Did he knock it out?
Smart defense, and that was good. I'm giving him his due. I'm ringing the bell. Anthony Davis made me a believer. He did it back.
Thank you.
Games.
Tell him to make Darion a believer.
I'm not a believer. Because Anthony Davis made of glass. I'm not a believer. He
plays fantastic defense when he's on the court. Being injury prone, XYZ, it doesn't matter when you're actually on the court. He's been on the court. He hasn't been hurt.
I mean, listen, he played. To me, he played okay. He didn't play phenomenal, but he played okay.
He played good. He played good.
He played okay to me. Yeah,
It
wasn't game 3, Anthony Davis. You know
I think his offense wasn't the same, but the defense was. The offense wasn't the same, but the defense was. He played great defense the whole game. I don't know about great
defense the whole game. I don't know about great defense the whole game.
Oh my God.
And the only reason why I want to say great defense the whole game because they was getting points in the paint when AD was there.
Well, AD wasn't there. He was out high on the screen because he was guarding Gary Payton. They brought him out high on the screen, and he was too high on the play to recover back.
And this is why
all the way out in the 3-point line.
He went away from that in the fourth.
Why did he go away from that? Because we switched the matchup. We didn't allow them to put AD into the screen out high anymore because he was guarding Wiggins.
As the coach, if you're going to switch out of the screens, that's where you're supposed to come back and switch it back as a head coach.
How do you? So what was the switch back? It was the switch. The switch back was to bring
in the game in the fourth. Was he in the game in the fourth?
The switch back, yes, he was.
I barely saw him. Because you know why? They took that strategy away. For me, if you got to drop to the basket on the Lakers, you got to get points in the paint on the Lakers to beat them. And that's what they strayed away from. That's why I think me and Mac is what we're getting at from the first 3 quarters. That's why they was able to get 30 plus per quarter because they was getting points in the paint. That's why.
How was they getting points in the paint, sir? How?
Look at it. They had 50 points in the paint.
How were they getting
overall?
Let's break down the game. Saying they had 50 points in the paint and not saying how they got them is shortchanging the fact.
I just said it.
They brought AD. Steve Kerr made the adjustment to bring AD out.
We're doing the pick and roll.
Yes.
With AD's man. What did he say? He said it in the timeout. Chris Haynes said it live.
Wiggins got fed on the run. Boom.
Chris Haynes said it twice. He said it twice in the game. He said that the Warriors and Steph Curry, after the timeout, they came into the huddle. They said, whoever AD is guarding, doesn't matter who he's guarding, bring him into the play. And it worked. It didn't work when you try to do it with Wiggins, a non-shooter, a non-distributor. It didn't work. He can be left alone. It's just like Looney. You don't have to guard him. You don't have him. He was 0 for 2 in the fourth quarter. You didn't have to guard Wiggins.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Wiggins wasn't doing anything.
But again, we're talking about like the first 3 quarters of what built to that point.
Yeah.
Right.
For the Warriors, and the Warriors they were taking high percentage shots.
They would move. If you notice, Mac, they was moving without the basketball in the first 3 quarters. He was moving without the basketball in the first 3 quarters.
Shots, within 2 feet from the free throw line, what 8 of their shots in the paint? Like, that's a high percentage shot for anyone on that team.
Agreed.
If you're getting right there, and that's almost any team. The Lakers, the same thing. You're telling me if they didn't have AD post up right there by the free throw line, like, come on, he's going to get you 20, 30 points just from right there if you're going to consistently feed it to him right there. That's where
20.
Were. They came
20 plus.
Short shots, they were making high percentage shots.
They weren't getting the same looks. Steve Kerr said it after the game. They didn't get the same looks that they got the first 3 quarters in the fourth quarter. From the coach's mouth.
No, absolutely not.
From the horse's mouth.
Which we understand.
And what did he say? He said the Lakers played great defense.
From the 3-point line.
He said give
in the fourth quarter, they stopped. They said
Steve Kerr,
which we let them shoot.
Steve Kerr said it. Steve Kerr said it.
And this is why me and Mac agreed that Steve Kerr lost them the game. Because as a championship coach, you got out-coached by a 1-year coach in the fourth quarter, basically.
No, I'm not going to say he got out-coached. I'm saying he got outmatched by the Lakers, by LeBron.
The Lakers and their
and
defense,
AD.
bro.
I'm gonna say
They went
ruined
from
that play. Listen to me. If Wiggins sets the pick and Thompson gets open, that's at least a layup or a foul. Thompson doesn't get open because LeBron does not bait. LeBron stays home. AD
Exactly.
stays back.
fundamental defense.
Draymond Green forces a turnover.
Fundamental defense. Staying home, not gambling, not getting out of position.
Like I just said, it has to do with those two players. Those two players outsmarted Steve Kerr. It was a shit play that he should have never let happen. So that part's on him. But LeBron and AD what ruined that play. If you go back and watch that one single play, when they get that turnover from Draymond Green, you can see LeBron doesn't fucking bait on it. He lets Wiggins sit there and try to do his little thing. Klay Thompson never.
Wiggins is a non-threat. As I said, Wiggins can come out hot off of some gimmicky type shit when he didn't have AD matched up on him, and he could play on the baseline in the roll position when Gary Payton gets it off of the quick cut and shit like that. He got like 3 or 4 easy shits in the first 3 quarters. The fourth quarter came, that shit changed.
It changed because Steve Kerr changed the pace of the game. If you look at
the pace of the game, the defense
was changed, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because they was getting a lot of transition points.
You can't get transition points if you're taking the ball out the net. You can't get transition points if you're taking the ball out the net. You don't play defense, you have to take the ball out of the net. You don't play defense. Lonnie Walker was 6 for 9. They were cooking. You can't run in transition,
bro.
You
rebounds.
Can't play.
When you miss shots,
What
you get rebounds? You get in transition. And
what
the first
rebounds?
Quarters, if you look at the 14, I think it was 13 or 14 assists that Curry had. If you look at those assists, they was in transition.
The Lakers shot 9 for 17.
Transition.
The Lakers shot 52% in the fourth quarter.
We're not going to stray away from that. We know what we're not going to stray away from Curry changing the pace of the game in the fourth quarter because there was a lot of shots being missed from the Lakers in the fourth. It was shots being missed.
The Lakers were 9 for 17 in the fourth quarter.
Bro. Let me finish.
I will.
Lonnie Walker was the only one really making shots in the fourth. When it comes to high percentage shots. When it came to everybody else, the Warriors got rebounds and slowed down the pace. They didn't push the ball up the floor in transition. They just did it in the fourth quarter, and you can see that. Go look at the fast break points in the fourth quarter.
Lonnie Walker
fast break points by the Warriors in the fourth quarter. You don't see it.
Lonnie Walker. You want to know why? Because Lonnie Walker was 6 for 9 in the fourth quarter. We were 9 for 17 in the fourth quarter. We shot 52%. You can't get out in transition if you're taking the ball out of the net.
Shots. How many rebounds the Warriors had?
No, they didn't miss that. They were 9 for 17. They missed 8 shots. We were 52% from the.
Out of those 8 shots, right?
How many of them was long rebounds?
How many rebounds did the Warriors get in transition? How many times?
How can you get in transition? You can't get in transition off of every rebound, sir. It's not. It may sound good, but you just don't. You just don't get in transition off of every rebound. Teams get back on defense. You can. What you can do and what you do. No shit reference. What you do actually do is different than what you can do. It doesn't matter what you can do. Steph Curry has a video where he made 33 pointers in a row. He can do that, but he doesn't do that all the time.
This your show now, bro. This your show now.
Bro, because you're missing the basic basketball of this shit, and it's like you're ignoring
it. It's the Lakers show now.
Y'all started with the Lakers. Y'all started with the Lakers. We should have started with the Knicks because they played first. We should have started with them.
Because how I felt about Steve Kerr, I want to say my opinion about Steve Kerr and how he lost the game for the Warriors. That's why. That's how I started it off.
No, that's
off that way. Me and Mac started off talking about Steve Kerr.
You gotta get the people the dope, bro. The dope is that we play defense. They had 32 points in the third quarter. They had 17. That's the dope.
We're not underestimating that. What we're seeing is the game change. The game plan was changed from the first 3 quarters to the fourth from Steve Kerr. That's all we're saying.
The game plan changes because the defense dictates that, sir. You don't just change the game plan. You don't just change the game plan on a whim. The defense dictates you having to change the game plan, sir. That's just how it goes. If the defense, if our defense,
I said this, if anybody was in here that watched the live last night, I said this game was going to be the game of runs. I said that, and it was, because every time the Warriors got on a run, Lakers called timeout. Every time the Lakers got on a run, Warriors
went on
called
more
timeout.
runs.
Wait, I'm not done. Anybody that was in the chat last night, out of the 400 people that was in the chat last night, and I said, whoever has the last run in the fourth quarter wins the game. Did or did I not say that? Please, anybody in the chat that's actually watching this, please tell me that I said that, because I said it all game. I said it all game.
How do you go on a run?
The last run in the fourth quarter wins the game. And what the Lakers do, they had a run, and they had a run with Lonnie Walker.
How do you go on a run? What's a run? A run is when you score and they don't, right?
I mean,
agree, and I'm not saying that.
Every time they didn't score, that was only because of good defense.
I didn't say that. I said they took two. I said they took two uncontested shots the whole fourth quarter. They took two uncontested shots the whole fourth quarter.
Two
Yes.
shots that were uncontested in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
You said, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're gonna tell me that every single one of them shots weren't missed because it was just a bad fucking shot? Not just because it was contested, because it was a bad shot. I watched the game last night.
Defense creates bad shots. I would say Clay took two bad shots.
They were contested.
Clay took two hero threes. Clay took two hero threes.
And you know where those two hero threes came from? In transition, in fast break situations.
No, it wasn't, because it was late shot clock. It wasn't in transition. It was late shot clock. They both were jacked with 8 seconds left on the shot clock.
We seen them shoot early in the shot clock. We seen them shoot early in the
shot clock.
But
not in those two shots, though. They took two.
Both did in the fourth quarter. They both shot early in the shot clock. They came down.
Yes, they did.
Fast once, got the ball back. And Jordan Poole did it from the left side. And it was just like fucking stupid.
I think Jordan Poole need to get less minutes, bro.
Jordan Poole didn't play the whole fourth quarter.
Bro.
Jordan Poole didn't play in the fourth quarter at all.
Of course, agreed, and I'm happy that he didn't
play the fourth quarter at all. It was Moses.
He didn't play the fourth quarter at all.
He didn't play the fourth quarter at all. He didn't play the fourth quarter at all.
I'm happy that he didn't.
He can't even sniff the floor.
Stinks, bro.
Moses Moody had the most minutes. Moses Moody played 9 minutes. Gary Payton played 2, and the rest of the other 4 starters played the other 12 minutes. Jordan Poole didn't even get in the game. Dante DiVincenzo didn't even get in the game.
Dante DiVincenzo was in the fourth quarter. Poole
no, he wasn't. I'm looking at the stats. I'm looking at the numbers right now. Wiggins had 12 minutes. Draymond Green had 12 minutes. Klay Thompson had 12 minutes. Steph Curry had 12 minutes. The other 12 minutes were split between Gary Payton and Moses Moody. Dante DiVincenzo nor Jordan Poole didn't get in the game in the fourth quarter at all. Moses Moody had 9 minutes and 49 seconds in the fourth quarter. Gary Payton had 2 minutes and 11 seconds in the fourth quarter. That's 12 minutes. Nobody else got in the game for them. Dante DiVincenzo did not get in the game. Jordan Poole did not get in the game in the fourth quarter. How many minutes did he play in the third quarter? He was on the bench. He only played 10 minutes the whole game.
That's what it was.
Jordan Poole played 2.
And like I said, when it comes to Steve Kerr, when you have a hustler of a baller, like because Dante DiVincenzo doesn't score much, but he give you the out hustle. He give you those hustle plays. He gets you those rebounds. And the fact that he didn't play in the fourth quarter, that's a problem with Steve Kerr. And Just Listen Podcast understand that there are small, but when you have 50 points in the paint playing small, you're doing something right.
What were they doing right? What were they doing right? They were bringing AD out. They were bringing AD out high on the screen because of his matchup, because who he was matched up with.
And you're doing something right by doing
the first 3 quarters. The first 3 quarters, he was matched up with. He was matched up with Draymond Green.
That's the only point. That's the only point right there.
Right?
Did it work when they were doing it? Yes, it did. Right? They stopped doing it. You guys, I'm not saying y'all didn't make your little changes. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying the defense didn't have nothing to do it. But I'm saying they also stopped doing it. Like
yes,
but they instead of trying to force. Instead of trying to find another matchup, They went completely away from it and started taking these stupid fucking.
Exactly. That's all we're saying. They went away from something that was working.
So the whole point
Bro,
was
the only reason they went away from it is because the defense dictated that.
But early in the fourth, the first, like Curry taking 3-point shots from almost half court after not making shit for real.
And mind you, he was shooting them shots with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. He was doing those with between 20 and 17 seconds left on the shot clock.
You're forcing a 3, that's a bad shot.
Right.
If you're the greatest shooter ever, fine. 3-point line and take a good shot. Making a running up 3-point shot, I don't get. I understand you're Steph Curry. I understand whatever. But if your shot ain't good, you need to do something to build confidence, which is why you start from the inside and you build your way till you build.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
And it's happening with all of them. And again, the Warriors live and die at a 3-point shot.
And that's why they're down 3-1.
Great inside game all game long, but eventually you're gonna need to hit the clutch threes. They didn't.
That's why they're down 3-1, because they have not been shooting the ball. They have not really been shooting the ball when it comes to away games effectively. And that comes from.
I'll give it to the Lakers though. They out rebounded. Their defense. Yes, their defense. It helped make it 17 fucking points.
Right.
If they get the rebound, they get to shoot again. And they get the rebound, they get to shoot again. None of that shit happened. Got their own rebound, twice the entire second?
Defense don't stop at you. Defense don't stop until you get the rebound. That's how you complete the defensive possession.
It's just crazy how.
That's what I'm saying. Like that. So yes, it has a lot to do with the defense. But again, the defense wouldn't get those rebounds if they didn't miss the shot.
They don't miss the shot if it's not a solid contest.
You can't tell me you weren't laughing your ass off watching them come down 3 possessions in a row and miss.
Yeah, because defense dictated that shit. I'm sitting there looking like, They trying to bring Wiggins into the play.
You're gonna tell me defense is what dictates all of Curry's shots,
bro? If he's out there against an ass defense, he can do whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants if he's playing against the bullshit defense. Sir.
I'm gonna be complete. I got a question for you then, Ed. Mind you. On that possession itself, that Curry missed what, 3 3-pointers?
2.
It was 2. Okay. If defense really mattered, right? Why y'all couldn't get a defensive rebound?
What?
Why y'all couldn't box out?
He only got 1 rebound on the possession.
I know, because the Lakers, when they got the rebound and they kicked out the Curry, y'all panicked to make sure
it was
he
only
missed that
1 rebound
shot.
on the possession.
Y'all was panicking.
It was
Oh
only
my
1
God,
rebound on the possession. He took the first shot.
Bro.
He took the first shot.
They wanted Curry to miss them shots badly. They wanted Curry to miss them shots badly.
Bro, he took the shot. They got the rebound. They got 1 rebound. Then he took another shot. Then we got the rebound. He only got 1 rebound in that possession.
Yeah, but they should have even got an offensive rebound if defense and rebounding was the main thing, right?
Though. They only got 1 on that possession, though.
Yeah, which the one Draymond should have just went back up and just laid it up over Dennis Schroeder bum ass, please.
Dennis Schroeder been balling all playoffs.
Dennis Schroeder is garbage, bro. I'm sorry. He did nothing the whole game. Yeah, he had a quiet 14 points. So what?
He plays defense.
Cares?
He plays defense.
Irrelevant.
He plays defense. It's not, because if you don't play defense, you get scorched.
And he did get scorched by Curry. He has 31 on that boy. What are you talking about?
He wasn't the only defender on him. Did you watch the game?
Why do you think D'Lo didn't get in the fourth quarter? Why do you think D'Lo didn't get in the fourth quarter?
I question you watch the game. D'Lo played 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. He played.
But this was not by far his best defense game. Especially
it wasn't.
The 2 dummy fouls he took.
Hey, bro. This how you know this is his best defense. Hey, Mac, I'm gonna leave it at this. This how you know this was his best defensive quarter. He didn't score a single point, and his plus minus was plus 10. You can't get
about the fourth quarter. How was his defense the whole game? How was his defense for the first 3 quarters? First, second, third, and fourth. No. Make the combination of the whole game, not just the fourth. The whole game.
My God.
He didn't take
The
two
whole
flopping
game.
fouls. He didn't
In
take
the whole,
fouls. He
huh?
took 2 flopping fouls in the first half of the game. He
Bro.
did. He did.
Yes.
He did. I mean,
If
come
we
on.
talking about the fourth quarter,
If
when the
he got
Lakers
a
went in, when the Lakers went in down 10, when the Lakers went in down 10,
We're talking
Dennis
about
Schroeder
the
didn't
whole
score.
game.
on my shoulder.
He didn't score in the fourth. Dennis Schroeder didn't score in the fourth quarter, and his plus minus was plus 10. You can't do that if you're not playing defense because you didn't score. You didn't provide anything.
Fourth quarter. I said the first half. I said
The first half means nothing. They made adjustments. The first half don't mean shit if you made adjustments in the
we're talking
fourth.
about individual.
Curry had a good third quarter. I'm
We're
sorry
talking-
to say. Y'all gonna say Curry had a good third quarter.
Schroeder only. We were only talking about Schroeder. I literally said only Schroeder. We're only talking about Schroeder here. But this is not his best.
It wasn't his best defensive game overall, is what Mac is trying to say. Overall, not just the fourth.
Better game.
I
saying
get it. I get it. It wasn't. I never said it was. I never debated it whether or not it was his best quarter, whether it was his best 3 quarters. In the third quarter, Steph Curry was 2 for 8. Steph Curry didn't do shit in the third quarter. He was 2 for 8. He was 0 for 5 from 3. He didn't do anything in the third quarter.
How many assists he had in that third quarter? How many assists did he have? Because he was not shooting like that, but he had a good third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, because he
had a solid third quarter.
Pretty much close to the fourth quarter.
Because he has some good. He was more of a facilitator in the third quarter, and I still think Curry still had a good third quarter, even though that he was a facilitator in the third.
Yeah, he was a facilitator in the third, but overall, what was the score in the third quarter? What was the point?
The comment right there says it all. Curry played lights out with no help from no one else. Enough said.
In which part of the game?
I mean, the role players had more
Look
of
at
a
the
game.
stats.
The main guys. How many
stats.
Thompson had?
Steph Curry is similar to all other great offensive players. They're going to get theirs, bro. You don't stop a motherfucker. You just try to hold him down. That's the only thing you can do is try to hold him down.
Yeah, but we seen that. We seen that, but you still need a supporting cast to help you.
Yeah, the supporting cast couldn't get clean looks. Jordan Poole, the other offensive creator, who else can create a shot? You expecting Wiggins to create a shot?
He literally came off the pick wide open in the front.
That's one play.
We're not asking to create.
In the second half, he only got 2 clean looks in the second half of the game. But the first half of the game, he had 3 3-point shots where he had a good shot. And the one he airballed, he didn't even touch the damn rim. So
Roger, y'all underestimating the fact
that Clay hits those shots. If a couple more people hit those shots, we're talking about a completely different game. But they didn't. So that's how the Lakers won this.
Chad Lee, I don't care about y'all winning 17 championships, bro. I don't care about that. We're talking about game 4. I don't care about 17 championships that y'all already have. I don't care about that. I don't care about winning the most franchise in that. Right now, y'all tied with the Boston Celtics. I get it. But we're talking about the 2023 NBA playoffs. We're not talking to 2020. We're not.
We ain't talking about last year either.
And we're not talking about last year either. We're not talking about nothing of that. I haven't said nothing about last year.
No, I'm just saying. We ain't talking about last year. So all this Wiggins shit, all this shit Wiggins was doing last year, he's been dog water this playoffs. We're leaving his bum ass open.
And listen, you have those games because we see AD have those games as well. So I mean,
AD ain't had no game similar as trash as fucking Wiggins. None. Not one this whole playoffs. Not on the same level as Wiggins trash. Please stop that. Don't tell the people that. That's bad.
So if the Lakers win this series, right? Who's gonna beat them? Who's gonna beat them?
The only team I say that probably beat them is Denver. I think Denver is just as fundamentally sound.
And the craziest thing is, they're a worse defensive team.
Fundamentally sound, but if I want to go off scoring instead of defense, if I want to go off scoring, I think the Lakers don't have no answer for Booker or KD. I just think they don't have no answer for them. The matchup is going to be difficult. But my only problem with the Phoenix Suns is that the supporting cast around them can they step up? We have multiple. That's the only thing I have. So right now I don't know. But me personally, I just don't see I don't know. Me personally, I just don't see the Lakers winning the championship. I just don't see it.
We ain't talking about winning the championship.
Until
we ain't talking about winning
proven.
the championship. We're talking about just winning the game.
I mean,
No, I'm just saying because I'm just going by the question. I'm just saying like Curry did. At the end of the day, before we get to the Miami,
ain't gonna be Boston. So I don't see finals unless somehow the 76ers win.
For me, I'm gonna be honest. It's set up for the Lakers and Celtics to be in the finals. It's set up that way. It's set up that way for the Boston Celtics and the Lakers to be in the finals.
I don't think the Celtics get past Miami if they see them. The Celtics don't get past Miami
championships. So they want to try to figure out. They're going to try to figure out who's gonna have the most championships in the NBA. So it's kind of, from the way it's looking, it looks like it's going to be Boston and the Lakers in the finals. That's what it's looking like.
And then literally the Boston Celtics will bully the Lakers.
You got two defensive teams. That's going to be low scoring, but I feel like Boston does have a better perimeter of defenders than the Lakers does.
Between Brown, them, let alone the supporting cast and Smart.
Malcolm Brogdon he's a great six man.
So
Malcolm Brogdon is a great six man.
The whole thing is like everybody can shoot. Everybody on the team can play defense, and then you're talking about bigger. We're bigger. All of our guys who match up with Tatum. All right, fine. Who are you going to match up around? Who are you going to match up?
It's a mirror match.
Pick on LeBron because you ain't going to tell me LeBron's going to play defense. Like, nope. Somebody's going to get past regular basis.
It's a when it comes to
that's no problem. Horford's just going to sit there and rock the whole fucking game. AD is going to be so pissed off that he ain't going to be able to do shit with him. Because Horford's old man now. Horford's up down the court, but Horford's not going to sit there. I mean, he's not going to jump at AD. He's going to stand there. And guess what he's going to do? Every time AD one of them lazy shots, he's just going to steal that ball right out of his hand.
I just feel like with this match, if it happens, bro, if it happens in the finals, you're not gonna be able to defend the Boston Celtics the way you did the Phoenix Suns or the Golden State Warriors. You're just not. So if I'm both teams, right?
The Celtics struggling with
it's really going to come
the
down.
Celtics is struggling with James Harden.
What?
They're struggling with Philly. It's 2-2. We're playing the defending champions, as you said.
And Boston struggled against Atlanta too. And they still winning. They still won the series. It doesn't matter.
You're talking about a Boston Celtics with a rookie coach making many rookie mistakes.
Yes, we don't have a rookie coach. The Lakers don't have a rookie coach.
You got LeBron James. No. No, sir.
It don't mean nothing.
You don't have a rookie coach.
Listen to me. Other than
once you have LeBron James on your team, that's automatic championship.
Come on now. LeBron might not be the greatest player ever, in my opinion, but I'd be goddamned if LeBron ain't probably the smartest basketball player to ever coach a team on the court.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Come on now. It don't matter who his coach is. How many rookie coaches took to the final, let alone to the playoffs?
Especially Ty Lue. He gave Ty Lue his first championship. Did he not? He gave Ty Lue.
Coach he's took him to the semifinals.
He gave Ty Lue his first championship as the Cleveland Cavalier. He sure did.
On the back of what?
Of nothing.
With nothing.
That tells you the impact of LeBron James as a player.
We were the best defense. The Cavs were the best defensive team. They were the best three-pointing shooting. They were the best three-point shooting team,
bro. Can we just go to the NFL? So if we want to talk defense so much,
they play two sides of the ball. They play both. They play two sides of the ball. They do it in the NFL.
Keep talking defense
because it matters. Okay. Because it matters. That's why defense wins championships. What offensive team? The last 10 NBA champions all have been top 5 in defense. That's not a mistake. The last 10 NBA champions have been top 5 in defense. That's not a mistake, sir. That's not
I would love to see these top 10 teams. I would love to see them. Pull them up.
The last 10 champions. The last 10 champions were
top. The last 10 champions? Do you know that?
Oh my God, bro!
Who's the last 10 champions?
You
I
want
just want to know.
wanna
I mean,
be certain-
because me personally,
wanna-
I don't know off the bat the last 10 champions. I just don't know off the bat. I'll have to look it up. I don't know. You saying the last 10 champions had won games, they was top 5 in defense. Who are those teams? That's all I'm asking.
Who won it last year?
No.
Warriors?
The last 10. You said the
Warriors
last 10.
The Warriors won
That's
it
all I
last
want to
year.
know. The last
The Warriors
10.
won it last year. The Warriors won it last year. They were top 5. The Bucks won it the year before. They were top 5. Right?
Who won it the year before that?
Who won
And
it
the year before that? And the year before that?
Oh my God, bro.
That's what I'm asking. I'm not asking for anything else. I just want to know the teams. That's all.
Okay. From 2020, it was the Lakers. They had the number 3 defense.
Okay.
2019, Raptors, 10th defense. 2018, Warriors, 11th defense.
One spot away.
2017, Warriors, 2nd defense. 2016, Cavaliers, 10th defense. 2015, Warriors, 1st. For 2014 is the Spurs, 3rd defense. 2003, Miami Heat, 9th defense. He's pretty much.
If you don't play defense, you don't win.
You have to go all the way back to 2001.
I'm gonna catch up to you real quick.
The 2001 Lakers with the 21st defense.
Thank you.
That's
That's
no,
19 20 years ago.
No. Mac, did he say top 5? Right or
You
wrong?
have it.
Yeah.
No. He said in the last 10 years, the last 10 champions were top 5 defenses. Right or wrong?
How many words?
Only 3 of them was top 5, correct?
Out of the last 10, only 3 wasn't and those 3 were 10, 10, and 11.
But you said top 5 defense
Is
ranked.
10th not good?
You really contradicting yourself right now.
I'm not contradicting myself. I'm just saying,
bro, and I'm gonna tell you why. Anybody in the chat, if you listening to this podcast, right?
Is 10th not good, man?
He stated in the last 10 years,
right?
The 10 champions, the 10 teams that won championships in the last 10 years was top 5.
And
right
3 of them wasn't. So my bad. I don't have a problem with owning up.
Okay.
7 out of the 10.
Got it.
I mean, majority.
7 out of the 10 were top 5. 3 of them were 10th. Two were 10th, and 1 was 11th. Is 10th in defense not good?
No, it is good, but I'm just going off your statement. I'm just going off your statement.
Does defense? What I said was defense matters. You need to play defense to win championships. No team.
Agreed.
Okay, then.
Agreed, but I just wanted to make sure the statement was right of what you said, because you said the top 10 teams.
My bad. 2 were 10th and 1 was 11th. I don't have a problem with that. Just a little bit. 7 out of 10 ain't that bad, bro. That's 70%. That ain't that bad. That ain't bad.
Chad, what are you talking about? I'm not. How am I trying to change it? How am I trying to change it, Chad?
Bro just said you had to go all the way back to 2001 to find a team that was outside of the top 10.
No, I'm not saying that. You said the last 10 years. That's all I'm going off of. I just wanted to know.
To find a team. You got to go back to 2001 to find a team that didn't play defense.
Mac went further. Mac went further than 10 years.
And we still won.
Mac went further than 10 years, though.
All the bullshit.
He went back to 2001 when I was a freshman in high school, yo.
Yeah. That's the last time the team ain't won. That's the last time a team won the championship without playing great defense. You right. My bad.
Listen, Chad, he said his bad. He said in the last 10 teams that won the championship was a top. That's all I want to make sure was you correct or not. That's all. I'm not trying to change it.
My bad. I ain't trying to change it.
No, I'm talking to Chad. Chad in the chat. He said I tried to change it. No, I just want to know if it was sexual.
No, you're right. You're right.
I just wanted to know who's sexual. That's all.
Hey, Tiff ain't bad, bro.
We need to get to the bottom of this shit.
Tiff ain't bad, bro. Tiff and defense ain't bad. Not by a mile.
Listen, 10th ranked defense is not bad, but I knew it wasn't 10 teams that was top 5 in defense. I just knew that was
7 out of 10.
But we've seen it.
It sounded good though. It shit sounded good.
It sounded great.
Hey, it sounded good because
Like,
it's passing.
Let's just win.
70% is passing, bro. We'll take it. I take 70%.
Hey, that's fine with me, man. That's fine with me. But let's talk. Finally, we can finally get to a next game. Thank God. That's why I hate
Lakers
doing,
won 2 in a
that's
row.
why I hate doing Lakers games.
Lakers
Bro.
won
I
2
hate
in a
doing
row.
them
They
games,
said
bro.
we wouldn't.
The Heat finished. They took them. Look, they gonna go over here. They gonna finish the game up.
The question is the series over?
Oh, it's over.
It's over. It's over.
It's over. It's over. Come on, man.
Okay, so if the series is over, right? Which I think it is
they
too.
Look like they wanted to go home and go sit on the couch. They didn't. Randall didn't look like he wanted to go play.
Yeah. Randall don't want no more smoke. He tired of it.
Get up out of here. Like,
So what is it then? What is the next issue that they can't win a game right now? What is the next issue there?
Scoring.
Yeah.
They can't score enough.
Yeah, I mean, look, you have guys that you don't utilize. You're not running the right plays. You're not doing the right. And the biggest thing is these guys look like they got confidence. You got one guy out there that's trying to push a car, and you got 4 people sitting in the car. What the hell?
I'm gonna say this.
Come on, get your asses out the car. Let's push.
Yeah,
I'm
Brunson's the only one doing
something.
And people might hinder me by saying this, but just by watching the game, I think Jalen Brunson's game is the reason why things do not work for me, because I've noticed something about Jalen Brunson's game. He's not right-handed, and nobody's forcing him to go right at all. He's not right-handed at all. He's typically left-handed. When he drives right, he has to switch back to his left. He can't lay it up with his right hand. He never could. But nobody's forcing him to go right. Another thing about Jalen Brunson, he dribbles the ball a bit too much. And everybody just stands around and wait for Jalen Brunson to do what he has to do.
He's the only creator on the team.
When New York,
they're not going to do
the time when New York was taking the lead, I know that the Knicks are good in transition. And I seen when Julius Randle is down on the block, getting rebounds and getting the putback, that's where he's good at.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Kenny was trying to say on TNT at halftime, where he has to dribble the ball more than 5 times. He's overthinking it. Where he doesn't have to dribble it at all, like 1 or 2 times and goes up. He knows what he's doing in his head.
That Bam matchup is killing him.
A little bit too much for me.
That Bam matchup is killing him. Bam is just locking him up. There's really no other way around it. He can't bully Bam.
Coming out game yesterday. He had a coming out game.
He can't really bully Bam. So it's like, what you gonna do? You got to try to resort to some sort of finesse.
So then work around him. I mean, the whole thing is like you're not gonna tell me he's got no type of step back. You tell me he can't hit 10 feet out.
That plays
I just feel like he overthinks it.
What's his percentages on step backs though?
You can't use your speed. You can't use your finesse against Bam. You can't make Bam foul.
He's not faster than Bam. He's not faster than Bam. He can't jump higher.
I wouldn't say he's faster than Bam, but he could definitely put Bam in foul trouble. He can put Bam in foul trouble.
Bam is a solid defender.
If you can't pull something out your tool bag, if you can't have more than 3 or 4 things in your tool bag, and you can't figure out how to go to work, then that's your problem. That's why you're losing.
Right. Randall's never been that guy to me anyway. To be honest with you.
Look, I'm telling you, look, the Julius Randle from LA with the Lakers, he'd be putting up 25.
He was a dog. He was a dog there.
He'd have got his.
I mean, he was less finesse. He didn't want to play on the perimeter. He wants to play on the perimeter now. That's what he want to do.
And that's the problem.
If I'm the coach, he does not.
Right.
But you put him in a position for your team to win. We need you down on the block. We need you to get him fouled out.
They can't play Mitchell. They got to stop playing Mitchell. They got to go small. They should have went small last
Mitchell
year.
stinks, bro. Mitchell
Mitchell
stinks.
the problem with Mitchell is no place for him to eat offensively, and defensively is a bad matchup with him for Bam because
even
Bam
when he got the ball, what was he doing with it?
He's not that's not his game. He's a finisher. He's a finisher, lob threat. But they're packing the paint because they don't have any 3-point. They don't have any 3-point shooters.
I mean, but even when they pack in the paint, I watched him dribble. He dribbled. Why are you dribbling? Turn and go up to the basket.
Now, Mitchell's game is kind of like a Capella, kind of DeAndre Jordan, kind of that. The screen and roll, get downhill. He can't do that if you got people playing off of Randall and RJ Barrett. You want him a real 3-point threat. They're packing the paint. He can't even get to his roll game. There's somebody already there. They're helping off. He just can't do it.
Well, that comes
down to coaching. You have to put.
Yes, that comes down to coaching. Agreed.
You have to call the right type of plays. If you got guys out on the floor and you know Mitchell and Randall can't eat at the same time, then you put Mitchell. You put Mitchell. You
change your rotation.
You gotta stagger him. That's what I said. They should have staggered them. They should have staggered them. They need to stagger. Tibbs don't touch.
I can tell you this though.
Tibbs don't touch nobody on that team.
I think Emmanuel quickly being hurt, it kind of hurts them too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think Emmanuel quickly with the ankle injury that really hurts the Knicks rotation. Because you had to play McBride yesterday, and McBride is really a person that really doesn't come off the bench. He really doesn't, not really in the rotation. So I think Emmanuel quickly, the way he gets into the pick and rolls, he can get into the paint and get that little floater off.
He changes the pace too, because
he changes the pace of the game. So not having quickly there was a key factor, but Miami just fundamentally sound. They just play great basketball. They're fundamentally sound on both sides of the ball.
Thank you. They're gonna play defense.
Even with Jimmy Butler having a quiet 20 or 20 something points, it was really quiet. They share the ball, and that's why they win in the way they win, and the Knicks can't recover defensively. They just can't. They don't have the athleticism.
The crazy thing is they're very similar to the team we just spoke about.
We're not going back to that. 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 That hour and 15 minutes is over.
It's the same shit. We literally just described the same team we were just talking about an hour about. Wait. So
technically, you're comparing the Lakers to the Miami Heat, is what you're saying.
We share the ball. They play defense.
You're comparing the Lakers to the Miami Heat. Lakers
fans. Where did LeBron learn that
shit
from? Where did he learn it from? He learned it from the Heat. He didn't win with the Cavs first. He won with the Heat first. He learned that shit from Spo. Take solid shots and play good defense. He learned that shit from the Heat. That's why
Eric Spoelstra's still doing it without LeBron. He's still doing it.
I'm saying LeBron learned it from Eric
Spoelstra. Should get way more respect.
Agreed.
Listen to me. I would put him right next to Popovich. Like literally right next to Popovich.
Yeah.
We're talking about coaching. And it is the fact
it's him, Kerr, and Pop. Him, Kerr, and Pop are the top 3 coaches.
Like, give that man his flowers. He deserves it.
They're the top 3 coaches in the league right now, by far.
What he's done and what he's continued to do, like, when's the last time the Heat was not at any type of relevant? Been a long time.
So can I ask this question here to both of y'all then, right? If that's the case, do you think they should extend the yearly awards then? Because even though Mike Brown did a tremendous job with the Sacramento Kings, he did a tremendous job. But you think Eric Spoelstra should have been in the line of that talk, knowing that he has a bunch of undrafted players playing at a high level in the playoffs on the bricks to get into the Eastern Conference Finals? Do you think the yearly awards should be extended now? Or just the Coach of the Year award should be extended? Because if you look at it, even though, like I said, people think I'm a troll, I'm a Lakers troll, but Darvin Ham in the second half of the year had them playing great basketball, have them playing great basketball. Agreed. You had Mike Brown, you had Eric Spoelstra playing well with the Miami Heat. Do you think that they should extend this award from through the season and through the playoffs just to see who can be coach of the year?
I think. Go ahead, Matt.
See, I mean, in a way, it's fair, but it's not, because when you have a team like this year, like the Kings, how long is it? And not only on top of that, they actually got into the play, and they actually won. They actually won the game. Like, this wasn't them coming out getting swept. Like, they won a game. They are showing promise. And this is a team that last year, year before that, who? Year before, like I don't have to tell you. Like, for them, you finally see rising up a little bit and showing promise to where it's like, oh man, I'm excited. When's the last time anybody? And a lot of it has to do with coaching, because how many superstars do they have on that team?
Yeah, I think the difference between those two teams is that even though Miami has a lot of undrafted dudes, there's a lot of veteran dudes. As opposed to the Kings. The Kings have a lot of young dudes. I think their vet would be Harrison Barnes. And is he 30 plus yet? Like, come on. You feel me? Like, they're not a veteran led team. Miami still has Jimmy and Kyle Lowry and UD, even though he doesn't play. His presence alone on the bench and practices and all that shit, it really matters. Like I say, they already have the foundation. Even though they had some rough years after LeBron, the foundation is already there. The Kings didn't have a foundation at all. Mike Brown brought the shit that the Warriors did, and it basically was a carbon copy of whatever the fuck they did. If we're going to play defense, we're going to get out and we're going to run. We're going to try to play defense anyway. But we're going to get out and we're going to try to run for real. So I think that Mike Brown, but as far as extending it, I think maybe for like coaches, but I think it should be extended for shit like MVP. You feel me? Like shit like that, it should be extended for, because MVP of the regular season is okay. It's cool, it's fine, and dandy.
You don't mean nothing to me. I mean, it just doesn't.
For all that, then they make another award.
Yeah,
that's coach of the playoffs.
They did. They made the playoff. They made it for the players. They need a coaches one for the playoffs too.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Agreed.
Best coach award.
Yeah, best coach of the playoffs.
Or MVP of the playoffs. But the thing about it is, you still have your finals MVP. So
they have
how would that work when you have a finals MVP and you have an MVP in the playoffs? Now, say if for me personally, if we're gonna give a person a playoff MVP from the first round to probably to right now, would have to be Jimmy Butler. For me. Because what he did against the number one team in the Milwaukee Bucks, with or without Giannis, he did it with both. And then what he's doing with New York, even though New York is the higher seed than them, but you have to think about it. They had to play Chicago, and then they lost to Chicago, and then they beat another team in the play-in just to get in, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think. What was that?
They lost one, and then they lost the play-in game, and then they had to play another game, correct?
I believe so. Or did Atlanta beat Toronto, and then they played? I'm not. I can't remember.
I forgot how it works. I knew they lost.
What was their seeding? They were 8th, right?
They wasn't 8th. They 8th now, but they wasn't 8th.
No, they were 8th. They were 8th. No. You're right. I don't think they were 8th. I think they were 9th or 10th. So they had to play Chicago first.
And they lost. Yeah, they lost to Chicago.
No, they
lost to Chicago, and they had to play Atlanta, and they beat Atlanta to get in.
Right. You're right. No. No, because Atlanta was in. Atlanta played Boston. Atlanta was already in. They played Boston first round.
No, they played Toronto.
Right.
They played Toronto.
They had to beat They played Toronto, and they beat Chicago. Right.
Yeah, they lost to Chicago and beat Toronto to get into the play-in.
Right.
So they had to do that, plus beating the number one seed, plus you're up 3-1 against the Knicks. That's a higher seed than you. I mean, who else out of Jimmy Butler, in your opinion, would if we did have a playoff MVP? Who else would it be?
His numbers been kind of crazy. As far as his offensive numbers have been insane. His offensive numbers have been insane. Joker's offensive numbers have been crazy. I think you can, you know what I mean? Despite the inconsistencies, you feel me? You could pick a Laker, pick one. They still won. They won the games. You want to pick Harden?
So
You
when
want to
we
pick
talk
Beard?
Boston,
Beard had two
we
40-point
going
games so
Boston,
far.
we going Brown, Mr. Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown, I like
Bro,
Jaylen.
he has carried the Celtics. Every time they needed a clutch shot, he's been the one to hit it. Every time they give him the ball, he goes and gets it.
Right.
Honestly, to be honest, I feel like the last game, if he wouldn't have got them 2 fouls early, he wouldn't have got pulled out.
Yeah.
If he don't get pulled out, he keeps hitting. I mean, they spread that lead maybe 5, 10 at more points. I mean, and we talking about a completely different game. So I don't know.
I'm neck and neck with them too.
Flowers. He has definitely carried them when Jason Tatum has been on the bump. And Jason Tatum still gets all the due. Everybody still gives him all.
You think Booker getting any love in this? Do Booker get any love in this? Because he's been playing lights out too.
You know what? See, this is
Booker
tough.
Booker be playing lights.
I got you, Mac. I got you.
Booker be playing lights the fuck out, bro.
I got you, Mac. I got you, brother.
I get one clap. As long as I don't talk about the Lakers, I get the clap machine. I can deal with it. As long as I don't talk about the Lakers, I'll get the clap machine. You feel me? So it's cool. But I think Booker has been literally just cooking, like chef cooking. Even out that motherfucker, he can't miss.
You call him Devin Cooker from now on. Devin Cooker.
If you know Devin Booker's history, you know. Okay, when he is feeling himself, and getting to his spots, he is going to eat. And this guy's eating like a fat guy. And, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, leave the fat guys alone, man. We like to eat, man. I'm saying.
And the best part is, the more he eats, the more Durant can eat.
Yeah.
The more you have to worry about Booker, now you got to worry about Durant. Now you got to worry about Booker. Then you got who?
Yeah, that 1-2 is very scary. That 1-2 is very scary.
And that's what I said yesterday on the show.
Yeah, that 1-2
on the show. When
scary.
it comes to Kevin Durant, he's learning how to go downhill because they defended him on his shot. So now he's starting to go downhill and drop to the basket.
He should have been doing that to begin with. They don't have no rim protection.
I think Kevin Durant in his mind, he had to figure that out.
Yeah, he had to figure that out.
Kevin Durant has been a shooter for probably the last 7 years for real.
Yeah.
Just a pure shooter.
So now it's like, oh shit, I can drive to the basket.
Right.
That's not what he's used to. He's used to as soon as he goes towards that paint, what happens? There comes out and he got a big guy on him. He's not built like that. Like, I love Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? I love that man. But he ain't built like that.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon's been he's been a kind of a tough matchup because physically he's just been physically bullying them a little bit. He's been bullying KD a little bit on both sides, honestly. He's been forcing him into a lot of tough shots. He ain't going for none of the fakes and the jab steps and shit. And he got a good enough vertical where he can contest any fucking shot he takes. If anybody, that's like the prototypical defender for Kevin Durant. Is somebody that's long rangey, you feel me, that can be physical and can contest all his fucking shots.
Yeah.
So it's like shit. I would love to see the matchup because I think at the end of the day, if they get past them, we get past the Warriors. I would love to see the matchup. I think we have a lot of light-sized defenders.
Oh no. I think
the Phoenix Suns is a better matchup. Because I did say Denver, but I had to think about it. Because it's really a two-man game in Denver with Murray and Jokic. So I really can't. I said Denver, but I had to rethink it. But I think Phoenix, matchup-wise, I think is a little bit better for the Lakers than it is for the Denver Nuggets, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the Nuggets have a more established system, so their offense is a lot more well-oiled machine, as opposed to the your turn, my turn shit with the Suns. I think that could be better. You could game plan against that better than the free-flowing shit of Jokic at the top of the key. He's creating shit, and you got everybody cutting, and then you also have to worry about his scoring. I think that's it could be a tougher matchup, but like you say, as far as people that can just get nuclear hot real quick, KD and Booker is the scariest two-man punch in the league right now.
Yeah,
it is what it is. They're the scariest two-man punch in the
I just think
playoffs.
they better with. I think they just better with Cameron Payne right now. So if Chris Paul wants to keep sitting out, if Chris Paul wants to keep sitting out, sit out, bro.
The Suns are better because they're much faster.
Yes,
that's what they need to do. They have to play
fast.
fast.
The ball that slows the game down. That makes it harder for them to get to their positions because now the defense has to get in position. Versus Cameron Payne grabbing that ball and running it up the court. They say, "Oh shit, where's he going?" So now everybody has to alert on where that ball is versus where their man is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big because if you can make somebody move, you know what I mean. Now you can play. That's when you get guys. That's when you get shot. You take the basketball game. But
So
from start to finish, it's like this. Like if you can stop KD or you can stop Booker, you can stop the Suns. But the problem, you stop everybody else, and it doesn't. They're still going to beat you.
But shout out to B-Town Breakdown. Shout out to B-Town Breakdown because he's a Boston Celtics fan, man. That's my brother from another mother. But we already have this, man.
Thank you.
We always have this debate, man. And after the games, we had like a whole conversation on messages talking about the game. Like when Sixers won game 1, right? And I'm gonna tell this story, Bobby. I do not care. When the Sixers won game 1, mind you, Boston lost to the Bruins. I mean, Boston Bruins lost in game 7 the night before.
Ooh, spicy.
Boston losing game 1 against the Sixers. Oh, he was like, man, he about to have a heart attack. He was about to have a heart attack when that happened. I was like, yo, what is going on in the city of Boston right now? Because they just lost us game 7 and then you lose a game 1. Like, man.
Somebody stole the clover, man. They took our 4-leaf clover out of there.
And mind you, I think the Bruins lost that game in TD Garden, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, that would be a historical game if they won. If they won, it would have been the first time, a first play, like they had the most wins. For them to lose, it was like nuts, man.
Bobby was about to have a whole headache, a whole heart attack when that happened that whole weekend. Look, like, he threw his window. He threw his remote out the window.
Right. There were people crying in them stands. I'm telling you, there were people crying in them stands. It was like 2 days in a row. My heart out.
All right, but to get back to it, because we gotta make our predictions and we gotta do the sports better as well for tonight's games. Who you taking tonight? Suns, Nuggets. They are back in Denver. It's game 5. I think it's game 5. If I'm not mistaken. Just series tied at 2-2. Game back in Denver. Who is y'all taking here? Who is y'all taking?
Hey man, I think the Suns. I think they figured something out with this gimmicky defense that the Nuggets want to try to use. And I just like unless they plan on playing Thomas Bryant or DeAndre Jordan, they're not going to have rim protection. So it's like as long as Booker doesn't get out his body and start shooting a bunch of random threes and shit like that, if they continue to go downhill and not settle, they can get whatever the hell they want against this defense. It's there. It's a free layup once they get past their initial man. There's nobody there at the rim to protect. I think as long as they do that and limit the turnovers, because the turnover has been the main bugaboo for the Suns. They've been a real high turnover team, especially in late game situations. So I think if they can clean up the turnovers, get out on the break, and just attack downhill, I think that they can go in and steal one. I really think they can steal one.
I think if the Suns get a game in Denver, they win the series.
It's over. They can't be. They're not. They ain't making it out of Phoenix.
Listen, I'll say this. I think the Suns will take the series, but I think the fans are what's going to push the Nuggets over. Being at home, I think the Nuggets win.
I'm gonna be honest, yo, because the altitude in Denver is just totally different. The altitude is different in Denver. I don't know what it is. Like when Denver plays at home, they are a different animal of a basketball team. Like, Jamal Murray has great games when he's home.
Yeah, all the role players turn up. KCP shoots better at home. You got Jeff Green, they shoot better at home. All these guys shoot better at home. But I just, can they consistently do that? Can they guard enough?
No, I mean, to me, it's more on can Booker and KD have another 30+ %.
Yeah. I mean, the way Booker been looking, he been seeing green no matter who the fuck in front of him.
Yeah, that's the fact. That's another fact.
Defense said green, like yes, go.
I would rather bet against Kevin Durant and Booker having another fucking 60+ night together, right? I'd rather bet that than bet against home, who have the best in the league. They play the best team ball when they play it, and I mean, they've beat the best teams. So I mean, I'm
you taking the Nuggets tonight, Matt?
I feel like that home court advantage is just what's going to push him. Now, I mean, I don't think
I can see that
game, but I definitely feel like the Nuggets are going to win. Whether by 2 points, 10, I feel like
if the Suns can withstand the initial blitz that's going to come, because that first quarter, that first 5-10 minute blitz is going to be there. If they can withstand that, come out of that down about 2 to 5 points, get out of the first quarter by not being down too many, I think that eventually the crowd is going to start to get a little restless, get a little wary. If Devin Booker is still coming out cooking the way he's been cooking, it's like, shit, that's scary. I don't give a fuck where you at, home or the road. He coming out cooking, hitting 8 out of 9 shots in the first quarter, and he's distributing the ball and shit like that. And KD is still in his downhill bag. It's like, bro, that's going to be a little bit tough for them fans to see.
Yeah. The whole thing is if they eliminate one or the other, say they double KD all game.
Do we got Joker going for 50 again? Maybe 30?
He doesn't need to if KD only goes for 20.
That's when the role players actually step up, though.
But if KD has 20, where's the other?
I think I'm taking the Suns in this game because I think I'm taking the Suns in this game because I think the first 2 games with Chris Paul starting, and I feel like now you have Cameron Payne in the starting lineup. I think is a totally different pace now with the Phoenix Suns, in my opinion. I think right now Jokic can't get up the basketball court when Payne is pushing the ball up. He's the last guy on the floor.
He just can't.
So if they could get out in transition on this Denver Nuggets defense, I think Kevin Durant and Booker can definitely get.
How quick?
I think they definitely get 30, but I think 30 in a different ways. Like Devin Booker in a set offense, he could get any shot he wants. We see that. Kevin Durant in a fast break, he could definitely get his numbers in a fast break. So I feel like if Kevin Durant could get 30 and still set shots, and Devin Booker could do the same, I got the Suns winning this game. I got the Suns winning 3 straight.
Do we expect anything from Ayton? How quick of a hook do you think Monty has for Ayton? Does he go to Jock early?
Go to Landale.
Go to Landale early. I think so too. AB got to show me stuff.
Done with Ayton.
He got to show me stuff the first 5 minutes.
Beginning of this series, they be up.
Yeah.
They be up 3. No question about it. They be getting ready to put this thing in the bag.
Yeah,
I agree. Ayton got to come off the bench, bro. He is the weakest link out of that starting 5, in my opinion. He's the weakest link,
bro. Again, if he had the heart of PJ Tucker, that man was a killer. You know what I mean? He give you 20 points and 10 rebounds every game.
That boy is soft as tissue. I'm sorry.
His motor is trash. His motor is very trash. I wouldn't say that he's soft because I think that the difference between being soft and being like just you know what I mean, or some other form of shit is like he's not actively avoiding contact. He's just not a go-getter. You know what I mean? Cat is soft. That's a soft player. He's 6'10", 6'11", and he's actively avoiding contact, actively trying to get the fuck out of the way of contact. That's soft. You feel me? As opposed to somebody like AD, injury prone, or motherfucking Ayton who has a low motor. You feel me?
The difference between Ayton and Cat, though. Cat is willing to score.
But he's soft, though.
I mean, he's soft, but Cat is willing to score. DeAndre Ayton get the ball, and he's just, what should I do next?
I think he's so worried about not making a mistake. That's his problem. He's trying to not make a mistake because he know the coach is going to have a quick hook on his ass. Coach don't like him. So he know he can't go out there and fuck up. He better do the fundamental shit to somebody else and not fuck up when coach gonna take his ass out of the game. Monty been having a quick hook with this motherfucker.
Monty don't play with these guys. If you fuck up, you out.
He'll take you out in a heartbeat. He don't care. He said we need. He said it in the interview. He said Jock Landale came and gave us some good minutes. We need to get that from AD from 8 and 2. Like you rarely hear that shit in the damn in like the little interviews and shit.
That's why I love coaches like Monty. He keeps it real.
Yeah, that's tough. He's similar to Ham. These motherfuckers.
He called you out, but
he called you straight out.
It's a good.
Julius Randle called up the Knicks too, though, in the press conference. Y'all heard about that?
Huh?
Y'all heard about the Julius Randle comment in the conference that he did yesterday?
What he said?
He told them he's like I guess he called out the Knicks saying, I guess Miami wanted more than us.
He wanted more than you. You ain't the one going. They wanted more than you.
He said Miami wanted more than us. I'm like, you gonna call out the team the way you've been performing, bro?
That's insane. That's like when Joker said. That's like when Lucas said that he think that the Mavericks' problem is that they let anybody score on them, and you're the worst defender on the fucking team. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Anybody can score on us, and you're the main reason why anybody can score on your fucking team. Like, if fucking blind to the fact was a person, the naivete is insane. Like, these people are crazy.
Oh yeah.
You're crazy. You're the worst defender on the team. Talking about we can't stop nobody. You can't stop no goddamn body. What are you talking about?
That's the worst thing about the league nowadays, is because it's all offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. Like, I see guys, like, and if you know the term, you know what I mean? It's riding the bull. When you play defense, you get your hand here, your hand up here. You ride the bull, and that's how you're supposed to play. That's the terminology that they use in the book, is riding the motherfucking bull. When you get your hand up here, that's how you're supposed to play defense. And I see guys all the time, they play good defense, and the guy goes up, shoots a shot fast.
It'd be the ticky tack fouls for me.
Like that. How is that person supposed to defend if no matter how that person plays?
It's hard to play defense now with no hand checking and shit like that. It's way hard to play defense.
You know the worst thing for me?
Both points, I get it. Where players are like, well, fuck it. You know me. What am I supposed to do? Foul him every time?
You know the worst thing for me when it comes to when players in the offense, when they do the swipe up. I hate that. I think it's so dumb where players swipe up. Joel Embiid does it so much, and I hate when he does it. I hate it when he does it.
I hate the rules, bro.
You know that you don't have a good shot, and you have nowhere to go with the ball, so you're gonna swipe up, and they just gonna call a foul like that. I hate it.
The defender guy get his hands out the cookie jar. He gotta get his hands out of there.
But we've seen times in the NBA where your hands is up like this and they still swipe and call a foul. That's what kills me about it.
I mean, look. I've seen it on most of the playoffs. Guys will come into the rack and get their arm knocked down. Ball come loose, they take the ball, no foul call.
Yeah. So it's been two-sided. They've been letting them play a little bit more. They obviously let them play in the playoffs.
Which I don't mind. Which I just think the swiping is the worst part of trying to draw a foul.
Yeah, I agree.
Can definitely play more, play in more, and play harder than others. Like LeBron James can whack their arm and get away with it. They're not gonna call tic-tac foul on LeBron. You know what I'm saying? But Jordan Poole comes off and he whacks LeBron on the arm. They're gonna call that. But now
Jordan Poole making it look obvious. He don't play no defense. He don't even try to play defense.
And they didn't call those steps.
I don't even want to hear nothing about Jordan Poole because I'm very disappointed in him. I'm disappointed.
Poole has been ass.
As I said it, I was like, that's
he has been so bad.
He is dumpster juice.
He's stealing money. He's stealing money right now.
There's a lot of players in the NBA stealing money. We gonna talk about that. There's a lot outside of Jordan Poole. There's a lot of players stealing money.
There's a lot of players stealing money for sure. There's some thieves out here. Jesus Christ.
All right. So who y'all picking? Boston or obviously the Sixers?
Honestly, as a Sixers fan, I don't know because I don't know what Sixers team is going to show up. I just don't know. Like I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, we got one in game one. Cool. We barely won the last game. Cool. It went to overtime. I don't think I can say we did fight harder.
Yeah.
Than the last two games than the Sixers did. But as a 76ers fan, I am nervous. Yeah. I'm nervous because I don't know what James Harden I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I don't know what James Harden I'm going to get. And then on top of that, I'm nervous about our second unit with the Philadelphia 76ers. That's going to be the reason why Boston probably wins this game, because Boston has a better second unit.
They trust their second unit too.
Boston's second unit is better than Philly's, though.
Yeah, they trust them.
We got the 6-man.
Yeah.
And Brogdon plays better. If you notice, Brogdon plays better at home. And when he gets on the floor, he can shoot from anywhere on the floor. For real. But in the same token, I'm calling out Tyrese Maxey. I'm calling you out. It's time for you to step up. It's game 5.
Hey, calling out Maxey.
I understand that you're still young and you in a starting lineup, but it's time for you to step up. It's time for you to do something.
What about the?
No, I'm not done. Maxey's not the only one. Tobias Harris is next too.
Watching the season so far, I want to see Marcus Smart on Maxey more. I want to see him stick him the majority of the game. I want to see Marcus Smart get under his skin. I understand he's going to need help in the paint. I understand Maxey, but I think push Maxey. He's going to have to play his best game or he'll fold. And
I want to take the Sixers
because I would stick either Brogdon or White or Harden. Let one of them stick Harden. Because you know what? If Harden's going to shoot, let him shoot. Because
Anthony Price must be trolling saying Embiid needs to step up.
I'm still going to push it on him. I'd rather have Harden take a bunch of bad shot 3-pointers and make 2 assists.
Hey, Anthony, you said Embiid needs to step up, but he had 34 and 13 in game 4. But he needs to step up. You know who needs to step up according to this box score? Tobias Harris. Maxey. They need to step up.
He's been the worst.
I'm saying consistency with Harden. I'm just saying consistency.
And then if you're going to have DeAnthony Melton playing 25 minutes, he needs to step up too if you're going to play 25 minutes.
He needs to play more minutes.
25 minutes is damn near.
He need to play more.
25 minutes is damn near enough.
I mean, but a lot of those minutes though, he wasn't getting a lot of looks. How many shots did he get? How many shots did he put up?
I know in this game he didn't shoot a lot. He was only 0 for 2.
I think in
previous games he played better though.
Oh, yeah.
Because on Friday, DeAnthony Melton, he had. Let me just double check that though.
But he's a defender. That's the thing. If you check out,
Melton played 30 minutes. He was 4 of 10 on Friday. He took 10 shots. He was 4 of 7 from the 3 though.
He's a defender. He's a defender 3-point shooter. If you take Tobias out and you run Maxey, Harden, PJ Tucker, Melton, and Embiid, you don't need another. Like I think that you have a lot of switchability. You got 2 great defenders in Tucker and Melton. You can put them on Brown and Tatum. And then you can just, you know what I mean? You run game with the rest of the shit.
Do you agree with that statement? Embiid has not proven to be really an MVP. Do y'all agree with that statement?
MVP is a regular season award. It's a regular season award. They give it out for what they did in the regular season. They don't give it out for the playoffs. So it's like the playoffs is a different animal. You're not playing a random Charlotte team on a Tuesday as opposed to playing the same team 4 or 5 times in a row. It's different.
But I know out of the 2 games that Embiid came back, he had 30 plus.
He was killing.
He came back.
Killing.
He's supposed to, right?
He was dominant the whole Brooklyn series. Obviously, we killed them, which ain't shit.
So like, I don't understand where he has not proven to you to not really be an MVP, where he dominated the Brooklyn Nets. Y'all can say whatever they want about the Brooklyn Nets. They got into the playoffs. Simple as that.
I keep telling you, bro. Most of the fans don't really know shit about basketball.
I'm like, you can say. Do y'all think Embiid was better than Jokic this year?
Jokic is a better offensive player because he has a better repertoire. He's a better passer, but defensively, it's not even fucking close. And you have to be the total package.
And I've said this multiple times, bro.
Plays a complete game. Jokic plays a complete offense.
Right.
Yeah, agreed.
Jokic has everything.
Jokic is not a rim protector at all.
Greatest in all of them, but he can do everything on offense.
Right.
But the problem is defense. Jokic, he's a slight liability when it comes to defense because he's not going to get down the floor as fast as
I feel though that Jokic is not as athletic as Embiid, and he doesn't have the footwork as Embiid when it comes to coming over and trying to block shots or using that athleticism to make a difference. Because if you look at it, Embiid makes a difference on the defensive side. Because if you look at the game that Boston, the Sixers didn't have Embiid, they was going to the basket. They was not caring. They were able to score at will.
Yeah.
But then when you put Embiid back into there, you see it, but you don't see it as much. You don't see them just going at will. You could go at will on Jokic because Jokic is slow. He's slow defensively.
I mean, you got to realize though, when they didn't have Embiid, who was Horford on? Horford wasn't out there as much. They had Grant, they had Williams out there. Where were they at? They were out by the 3-point line. So it was open. It was free range. That's why you can move people around when it's like when you got Embiid. Embiid's going to go from the 3-point line to the free throw line to the paint, and then down on the block.
So do y'all agree with that they gave it to Embiid because they didn't want Jokic to win again?
I mean, I don't know. I think Embiid just, it could be a little bit of voters fatigue a little bit, but I think Embiid objectively earned it this year as well, too. He stepped up his offense. He was a lot more healthy. He played better in bigger games. He killed. I think that game against Jokic when they played against each other and he killed them. I think that resonated a lot in the voters' mind because he isolate attack. He can't do shit with him.
Like you look at Jokic. Jokic has a complete set around him. He has players. He's got other people that at any night can step up and you can have multiple guys get you 20 plus points.
Yeah.
There's guys on that team. I've seen Aaron Gordon can get you 20 points if need to. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't getting that from Tobias. Shit.
Shit.
You know what I mean? Like that. You got multiple guys that he can move around to and they can put in position to score. Like they have.
And people fail to forget that Embiid is the score. He won the scoring title 2 times.
Yeah, he can score. He's dominant offensively. He can't be stopped.
He's not by himself. Where Embiid's pretty much done a lot of this shit by himself.
Agreed. Yeah,
by himself. So that's what I'm saying. Him changing the games, and he's not playing a facilitator only point. He's not sitting here only playing offense. He's playing everything. He's giving you 100%
on both sides of the floor.
You know what I mean? Not 57% of the 99.5% of the time.
It's nothing against Jokic, though. It's nothing against Jokic because I think he's great offensively.
In that standpoint, you have to give him his due.
Right.
You don't have to be the best scorer. You don't have to be the best rebounder. You have to be the MVP of your team. Who made the biggest impact on their team? Without that person, where would that team be? Without Jokic, that team still's in the playoffs. Might not be the best record in the playoffs. They still get in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I don't understand what you're trying to say here, Anthony.
Sixers, they are not in the playoffs.
Don't all past MVPs only play offense and not defense? Just saying. But the thing about it is, Anthony Price, Embiid does both. Embiid does both. So that makes you MVP when you do both.
Didn't Giannis win it back-to-back as well?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember Giannis winning it back-to-back. I thought he won it once.
He didn't win it back-to-back?
I thought he won it once.
Last 10 NBA.
I thought he won it back-to-back, but I don't
remember him winning it back-to-back. If he did, I forgot.
The MVP award does kind of lean more towards offense than anything, because I can see that, but I think
because we just talked about it, it's an offensive league.
I thought he did. I thought Giannis did.
Yes, Giannis won it back-to-back in 2020.
Yeah, he was playing, and then Joker had to
back 2020.
right. Yeah, Joker's had these 2 offensive years that's been like out otherworldly, and then Steph won it before.
So
Steph won it before Giannis.
If he won it back-to-back years, okay. So he's going to win it again off the same thing he just won it back-to-back years off of. And what more did he do? How did he change his team? You know what I mean? Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Yes, he scored. Yes, he facilitated. I absolutely. But I mean, as far as the turnovers, I watched him give up 4 or 5 turnovers in a game because of bad passes. So it's just like you have a complete game. You have look at everything. And as far as, again, if Jokic was taken off the Nuggets, the team still makes the playoffs. You take Embiid off from game 1, the Sixers don't make the playoffs.
So
Yeah,
I just got some news again. All defensive first team for the
I was
NBA.
looking for that.
So it's Alex Caruso, Drew Holiday, Jared Jackson, Brooke Lopez, and Evan Mobley as Evan Mobley as your first team.
Right.
Second team, you have all second team. I'm kind of surprised about this one. Bam Adebayo, OG Anunoby, Dylan Brooks, Draymond Green, and Derek White.
Dylan Brooks made second team. He's been playing.
That's what I'm kind of surprised at. Yeah, he made second team.
It's surprising, but if you think about it, as far as the whole season, he's been a better defensive guard for the whole year.
That's why he might have been first team instead of second.
Over Caruso.
See, that's tough.
It's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Over Caruso and Drew Holiday is tough. He ain't over Drew. I guess the debate would be with Caruso, but Caruso he's a lights out defender, bro. That's what he does best. Like when him and Lonzo were in that backcourt for Chicago, they were on pace to make the playoffs. They were on pace for a lot of good shit. It's only when they lost Lonzo and they can't really get out and pressure how they really want to that kind of made them fall back a lot for real. That two-man pressure point of them two, and then both of them can really create, you feel me, and Lonzo and Alex, like that really hindered the Chicago Bulls ceiling to me, you feel me, because they needed that guard protection to protect their big man, because Vucevic is basically Jokic. He doesn't guard anybody. He can't protect the rim. So it's a free lane once you get past your initial guy. Caruso has been lights out all year. I'm kind of shocked that AD didn't make it, but I guess, you know what I mean? They do games played and shit like that, so it is what it is. But, you know, hey, Dylan Brooks has been playing lights out defense all year. I can't take that away from him, even though he looks like shit in the first round.
But
you just can't take it away from him.
But going back to the series though, I'm gonna just rock with my 76ers, man. But I'm nervous about it. I'm gonna rock with the 76ers.
You got to.
Hopefully something changes in Doc Rivers' arsenal, and I'm gonna be live for it, and I'm gonna express my feelings like I do for the Lakers. I'll do the same thing for the 76ers. I'll rip a coach a new one. That's one thing about me. I will rip a coach a new one. And Doc Rivers, I've been doing that to you all year. So you definitely don't want a new one from me, Doc Rivers. I'm just saying. But I'm gonna take the Sixers. It's going to be an epic matchup. Hopefully they could go off of what happened in overtime. We all know Mac is picking the Boston Celtics. We all know this already.
Of course.
He's going to pick the Boston Celtics.
But with the right game plan, we should be able to run away with it.
Yeah. I think the Celtics can run away with this one, honestly. Yeah.
I feel like there's been a lot of bad calls. Both non-calls.
There's been a lot of bad calls in the playoffs, period, though.
Bad plays.
Yeah.
And I think we just need to go back to running our middle plays and getting our. If we do that, there's no reason that Boston.
The Sixers just not getting enough outside of Embiid and Harden. That's just really the brass tacks of it. Like if they can get a third guy to give them consistently 20 or something, if Maxey can continue to ball out and you get some good defense from the other players, I think that they could have a chance. They could win the game, but it's like, what have they shown? They haven't shown to have a legitimate third option. You got Maxey, who could be that guy, and you got this other guy making 30, who should be that guy, and neither one of them are really doing what they should be doing.
All right, so that's all like the NBA talk that we had.
It's all about Maxey.
Yeah.
set Maxey up, you can terrify half the damn team.
Yeah.
Because nobody can guard him at the 3-point line to the bucket.
Where bro go? I know you wanted to talk about that. Talk about the damn Panthers.
Oh, so I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to Bug, man. But hey, it's all good though.
Oh,
but we gonna get into the last part of the games, man. And Matt got some bets for us here. He has some bets for us. And let's get straight into that, man. So I'm gonna pull it up right here for you.
Bam.
And we're gonna have these bets right here. So if you do want to go on Bet Us and sign up, you can receive 125% sportsbook bonuses on the initial deposit. So you can use the link that's in the description, or it could be in the comments as well. So Mac, you can take it from here, brother.
All right. So for the first bet for Philadelphia 76ers versus the Boston Celtics, I got Brogdon with points, rebounds, 15. Same thing. Marcus Smart, Maxey at 25, Harris at 15. I know you guys were talking about Harris, but I feel like defensively, he's going to show up tonight, and I believe he's going to get a couple good shots. I feel like that's the one thing that they're missing with Maxey and Harris. It is honestly setting them up in the right positions. And if that happens, I definitely see these two having a decent night. And then again, PJ Tucker for points, assists, rebounds, 9. That's easy money. He's gonna get you 4 or 5 rebounds easy. He's more than likely gonna get 1 or 2 shots up. This is an easy win. It's plus 340. I mean, personally, I got $10 on the bet. So I see it's a guaranteed win. There's no point. Now over to the other one is you have the Phoenix Suns at Denver. Aaron Gordon, he's consistently been in this series mainly because he's guarding. So guarding Durant, him being able to work inside against him, and pretty much on anybody, as far as the Suns go, because they really don't have that rim protection. I'm going Aaron Gordon 10 points. Bruce Brown has been pretty good at facilitating. He's been good at moving the ball, but he's also been good at getting to the cup. When he gets the right matchup, he's been getting inside. He's been getting nice, easy points. I like it. Aiden, again, I feel like they're going to be forced to go to him a couple times, and if he scores, he's going to continue to score. It's only 10 points. I feel like he can get it. I think he got did he get 8? He either got 8 points or 12 points the last game. So he's been really close. I wouldn't put in for a double-double. I was really thinking about it. Like if you want to be risky, put it in for the double-double, but I'm just going after points here because I feel like, he's just not strong enough in the paint for me to say, yes, I know he's going to get 10 rebounds. And especially with what's the backup's name? The big white boy, Larson. Is it Larson or
Jock Landale?
Landale. Okay. I apologize. I'm not great with the names. And Cameron Payne. I mean, need I say more? He's been doing his thing the entire time. For him to get 10 points should be pretty easy, and that's plus 450. I think it's another bet I got $10 on. So these are my personal bets. I'm actually, betting on. I'll have some more for you tomorrow, and look forward to seeing if one or both hit.
So we'll definitely recap all the bets that we show y'all in here.
I have one from yesterday hit. If anybody could play the second bet I had on. Was
that the Lakers one, or that was the New York one?
Yeah, the New York Heat.
So listen, y'all take heed to what he's saying, because he did have one game hit.
You got some hits,
have
man.
both games hit. If you have one, that's fine. But here goes the straight up as far as the player points. If you want to go with these, you can go with these. If no matter if you're using Bet Us or you're using any MGM or anything of that nature, if you want to use it, fine. But hey, we're going to make sure we give y'all this knowledge every single day, especially when it comes to the NBA playoffs, man. So shout out to Mac for giving us that, and make sure you go over to Bet Us and use the link in the chat or use the link in the description to get that special offer from me to you. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have to talk about the Lakers tomorrow. That is great. That is great. I don't have to talk about the Lakers tomorrow. Well, I actually kind of do, because we got to do our prediction for game 6.
We can say
with game 5, whatever it is, game 5, game 6, I get the games messed up now. So
we can say
we have to. Yeah, this is. I can't get away from the Lakers, man. I just can't.
I wouldn't be surprised if we lost. I'm gonna hedge. I'm gonna give a quick preview. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost. I'm not hedging my bets. They're good. They're a great home team. That's what they do. So I wouldn't be surprised. Back against their wall, champions, championship DNA. They come out. I wouldn't be surprised if they blew us the hell out. But hey,
I mean, look, it's all if they can shoot. I feel like if they get confidence back, and once they get their feet wet, they're in the deep end.
Yeah,
you know, it's gonna go quick.
We'll see though.
That's honestly, I thought it was gonna happen last night. I thought that's what was gonna happen. I thought it was gonna start from the inside and come out, start pushing, but the shots just weren't hitting and started forcing, and it was like, and like I said, we argued about this earlier. It was a combination of defensive transitions, switching things up, making sure that you guys had the better match than you guys had in the first part. And it was just like a bad shot after bad shot. Like, you know, if they can get that confidence back and they feel like they can hit those shots and they do start hitting those shots, it's a completely different basketball game.
We'll see.
So,
yeah.
Go ahead. You want to put your last take in before we head out?
I put the take in already. The only thing we can do is just we'll see. I already said, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if we get blown the hell out.
And the Lakers are going to play defense. That's what he said.
Lakers, defense, that's what we're going to do first. If we don't hit a damn shot, we're going to try to guard somebody.
And the Warriors are going to live and die by the 3.
Yeah. And they're not going to guard anybody. So we'll see how it pans out.
We'll definitely see how it pans out. And hopefully I don't have to curse out Steve Kerr again. Hopefully we don't have to do that shit again. I can probably curse out Darvin Ham this time.
Man, like, I could have made that shot.
Steve could have probably made a couple of those threes that he took last night. Shit. Steve was clutch.
I'm like,
right.
I'm like, man, I'm 6'300". Give me that ball. I'm gonna put that motherfucker in the rim.
Yeah, shit.
Come on, man. He's standing there and passed out. Oh boy. Nah, I feel you. Like,
but episode 17 is definitely in the books. Just to let everybody know, I will be on my other channel at 4:00. Doing my Raiders podcast, Nothing But Raiders podcast. We on episode 17 of that as well. So all the Raiders fans that come over from this channel, make sure y'all come over to the Spotlight Football Talk for Nothing But Raiders podcast episode 17. And this weekend, surprisingly, there's no NBA games on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'll be, and I know y'all don't watch the XFL, but I do. XFL Championship is this weekend, which is Saturday. I'll be going live for that as well. Since there's no NBA games on Saturday at all. So XFL Championship probably be around like 6:00 if I'm not mistaken. So just to keep the consistency for both channels, I will do it on both channels for the XFL. But we have a lot of things coming up for the Darion Hopkins show. Especially if once I work on the memberships, we're gonna have member only chats with us. So if you are a member of the Darion Hopkins show, and we do have member live only chat, if y'all are interested in coming on, so we can have like a quick Q&A, they can access anything they want to ask us, but it'll be members only. That's going to be a part of the memberships. So if y'all want to come on for that, that's absolutely fine. So we have a lot of things, I have a lot of ideas and stuff like that. So giveaways of that stuff. So I'm just being a mastermind at this point. I'm just all over the place. I'm just all over the place. And Mac, before we go, did you see the reels that I put up?
Yeah. I got to see a couple of them, man. They were freaking awesome, bro.
Yeah, that took me like an hour to. It's like a minute
Yo,
video.
editing is not
like
easy,
an hour
bro.
to do.
Shit, editing is not easy when you don't really know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah,
and you're not a
editing-
graphic editor and shit. Like
Yeah,
etching is
editing
hard.
could be a bitch at
Yes.
because I have to download this and then I have to crop it and then I had to put the
Yeah.
captions on. Yeah, it looks like it's easy because it's only like a minute long, but it takes you like an hour to do a minute video. So thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of the Darion Hopkins Show. Greg and John, you did come late, so I definitely see you on the Spotlight Football Talk joint. We'll see y'all same time, same place, Darion Hopkins Show. We're going to have a lot to talk about tomorrow, too. Finally, hopefully we can get into some NFL so we don't have to talk about the Lakers for an hour and 15 minutes.
It's crazy right now, bro. The Lakers are a hot
That'll be
topic.
the first topic tomorrow.
First topic tomorrow, NFL. Let's get it.
First time tomorrow, NFL, right?
NFL, get it out of the way. Yeah.
All right, so I bet you any amount of money that's only gonna be like a 30-minute segment. I bet you.
Yeah. And the NFL, it's not a new.
I'm gonna do my homework. We're gonna do a rundown.
All right, no problem, man. No problem. We definitely got that in the bag, y'all. But we'll see y'all same time, same place. We out of here for episode 18 tomorrow. Enjoy the game tonight, too, y'all. Enjoy the game tonight. And I'll see y'all later, y'all. Peace out.
Peace.